we doing, everybody? Welcome to the show, the podcast, the thing that we do here for the most part every day.
Well, that's the thing about
soon. It won't be that
the summers.
Yeah. I didn't think we were going to be here today. I was
on a flight when all of a sudden the plan that had been laid out wanted to be changed. I was curious why.
Well,
it's like, we do go to 2 days a week in the summer, and kids did get out of school last year. And there is a holiday on Tuesday, so if you wanted to take a long weekend, it was right there for you.
We kind of kicked it around, and it seemed like there's a lot going on.
There is a lot going on.
It's
no shortage of things to talk about.
It isn't a holiday. There's a lot going on, and it felt like maybe you'd kind of picked it as one of those sneaky long weekends.
Oh, I think, if anyone is planning on a weekend to travel, this was the one, because you've got the free Tuesday right there.
But there's a lot
Kids
to get
are out
into.
of school on Friday.
And even old Retro was he was lobbying for doing more shows this week. He's like, I'm going to be around. We may as well do shows.
Where's he today then?
He's not here.
No,
he's got stuff.
Can you turn my ears up just touch, Jack? Thanks.
Yeah, he's got stuff on the go. Hey, you know what? Whatever. It's all good. This show is a presentation of Bet365. That's me. Whatever your bet is, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Download the app, get in the game, use the promo code NATION when you sign up. You must be 19 or older. Please play responsibly. And who knows? Maybe just
Well, I think today's the day for sure.
We might get some of that.
I'm seeing a lot of Flames fans venting, so this is a good way to get your venting onto the program.
Is there venting?
Oh, big time. We'll get to it as soon as you're done the read.
All right. Well, there's the super chat. Money raised inside the chat. We'll put your comment on the show, and then we'll take the money and get it to the youth centers of Calgary.
So the latest on Rasmus Andersson as of this morning.
Oh.
Darren Dreger was on Edmonton radio.
Whoa.
And said that the LA Kings stepped up with a large offer over the weekend, but that Rasmus did not have interest in playing there. Now, whether that means it was on his 6-team no trade, or he just said, I'm not going to extend there, and the Kings weren't comfortable giving the huge haul if he wasn't going to extend, I don't know. But this is the conversation from Dreger earlier today. I heard a whopper of the LA Kings going after Rasmus Andersson at the draft, and I can't share exactly what the details were. It was a deal, and it was Ken Holland stepping up to make a deal, and I don't think Andersson wanted to play in LA, and he's got trade protection. I get a strong sense that the LA Kings are swinging for the fence here. So that's Dreger on a show getting radioed on our podcast.
Yeah, I guess so.
Which is great. I mean, that's probably he'd be okay with all that reporting.
I think so. They're emphasizing the word deal.
Yes, like a deal.
Ooh. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it was like you say, it could be two things. Does Andersson because he does have a short list of teams that he can nix a trade to.
Yeah.
Was this
the Kings on there?
Was LA on there? Or was it, if we're making this deal, it's going to be a sign and trade. We want him for the 8 years, and thus he needs to sign this contract.
A lot of the banter and the yelling of the Flames Twitter is, Connie's being too nice to these guys. Should have traded him earlier, which, I lobbied for pretty hard midseason, but that he's just being nice. And it's like, well, this doesn't quite work that way. Like, when does Rasmus submit his list? We don't know. All these contracts are different. When does Craig get this list? Is there a new list that kicks in July 1 that isn't in place for this June? We don't know any of these things. We're guessing. And then the other thought is, maybe Craig said, look, you've been a great Flame. We're going to do right by you. We're going to get you to a place you want and a place that you're more likely to extend so we can get a bigger deal. And that isn't this heinous crime against humanity that some people are suggesting it out to be on Twitter, which again is always a temple of logic and reasonability.
Somewhere in there was the truth, though. He either does have the Kings on his no trade or didn't want to sign an extension with the Kings. Like, it's somewhere it's a short path to find exactly what's happening.
Yeah, just only Rasmus's camp and the Flames know who's on that list.
Before we started, I suggested it's not exactly like Winnipeg or Columbus, it's Los Angeles, and you had kind of said, well, here's a guy that's from Sweden, and LA is a long way from Sweden.
I know when Lindholm was talking about free agency, that was a big priority for him. And if you've got young kids or you're single, maybe it's totally different priorities. But I know the notion of flying across the entire continent, switching planes, and then flying across an ocean with young children would not be ideal. And I'm not exactly sure where Rasmus and Lindholm are, but I thought they had young kids.
Mhm.
Maybe it was Markstrom. I don't know. There were a lot of Swedes a while ago. All of a sudden, not so many.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not like you're making that commute every day, but I guess I get it. If it's family coming to
haul,
see you,
right?
It's a haul. It's like, okay,
Whereas New York, you're like, this is what, 5-hour flight direct? That's easy.
for first class.
You know, on your own plane, maybe. I don't know.
Kid's gonna sleep half the way anyway. Then I don't know.
I took 6-month-olds to Australia, 2 of them. So don't lean on me for
anybody
travel
can.
advice.
That's right. We'll get into it from McLeod Law. Opening statements. McLeod Law. They're looking forward to July. They got a big July coming at McLeod Law. Yeah, they're gonna kick things up.
Stampede party.
Their win record, their percentage is going up even higher.
Really?
Yeah. They're going all out. They're all in for July.
They're going out to go all in.
That's right. They're getting all the big.
I'm going all out at their.
They're getting all the big UFAs. They're getting all the big the heavy hitters.
Yeah.
McLeod-law.com. Whatever is going on in your life, you need legal assistance. McLeod Law.
They're looking for the next young Peter Klein, next young Shane King.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can hear that or not. Can they chat? What do we
I feel like you can hear that, eh?
I mean, these mics are pretty good. I'd be shocked if they could.
Yeah,
but I can definitely hear it.
Yeah, in the room you can hear it.
Yeah, they're tearing out our sidewalk. And we were asked last week, so when do you broadcast?
Mm-hmm.
Generally in the morning. So on the weekend? No, not on the weekends.
No.
And so like 1 o'clock? Yeah, 1 o'clock is safe. We're good for you guys to do whatever you need to starting at 1 o'clock.
And so today
10:25, men with chainsaws essentially right outside our front door.
That's one of those coring
saws. Yeah, it's a thing.
Cuts through concrete.
Yeah, it's a big massive circular saw that's got like handles, and it takes anyway. So that's the Rasmus Andersson stuff.
Yeah, and look, until this is done, the people that want to stress about it are going to stress about it. You missed this, you didn't do that. You're not going to. Well, we don't know. It's not done. Someone's going to be really, really horny to get a right shot defenseman July 1 that doesn't get him, and that's probably who another solid trade candidate's going to be.
The whole thing is, it would be so much easier to have a hard opinion if you knew what the offers were. Because they should have traded him before the deadline. What if it was a fifth and what if there were no offers or bad? Well, we have to think they'll improve. The offers will improve down the road. So we don't do it now. All right. So that's one. And then you get to the off season, do it before the draft because there's draft picks. Okay. Well, that's now gone. Well, July 1st. Well, that's kind of tomorrow, this sort of thing.
Tomorrow, yeah.
Just by process of elimination, you get closer and closer to him starting the season as a Calgary Flame again.
Which I recall last week, all of us saying, not the best idea.
But again, I don't know what the offers are. I'm guessing it's not Matthew Darsh getting 2 firsts and a player. Those are easier decisions to make. They're big ones, and we can talk about it. It just kind of, again, I might end up. I'm not even saying that I think. I just worry that this is another one of those things where have we overvalued this guy? The cap hit, and he's a right shot, and he's this, and he's that, and then the rest of he's good, but he's Rasmus Andersson.
He's coming off a season that wasn't good. Like that's the challenge is when you play through a broken foot, your numbers are going to suck, and they did. Like I liked the start of the season; he scored a bunch, but then it was I don't know, and I don't know how good Kevin Bahl is. I mean, they think he's $5+ million a year good, and he's really all they have in the left shot that you can even masquerade as a top 4 guy at this point. But he was stable to him all year. They had some tough minutes for sure. But look, like, I don't think you can talk yourself into signing a contract that's too rich because you don't like the returns out there. That's exactly what overvaluing your own players is. When you pay Rasmus 9 for 8 years and you watch him at 30, 31, 32, 33, and like he's a declining asset in his mid-30s, like every defenseman minus 1 or 2 ever. Like if you're not Chris Chelios or Mark Giordano, you're getting worse as you're passing 35, not better. So as long as this organization knows where they're going, it's very simple. You get the best deal you can for him when you think it's best, or you say, we're a good team and he's a piece. We sign him and these are the numbers we got to sign him to. Now, we don't know what the offers are. There is the complicated matter of him extending and having a little bit of trade protection. And maybe Connie has extended it beyond that to say, hey, we're going to get to go where you're happy, but it's nice to do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that it helps your team get better. That's kind of your job. It's not to be everyone's friend. It's to get the best deals you can get for the Flames.
Yeah. See, I don't get that sense. I don't think it's
no. And I'm just, we're playing out all the different potential things that could be happening.
I think it was Thursday. Conroy had his meeting with the media before the draft, and he talked about, I talked to Rasmus and we're good. You know, if we got to start the season with Rasmus here. And I said, all of that, he's going to be a good pro. It's a contract year. He wants to make teams sweet and all. He's going to be good. We don't need to worry about him being a distraction, all those things. Nowhere in there did I pick up the sense that, and who knows, maybe we'll circle back around and get a deal done. It never sounded like that was
agree.
On the table.
I've seen Rhett saying if the deals aren't good, resign, but no one else.
We've talked, and he's got his number and we've got our number, and
yeah, I think it's clear there's a chasm there. And when you look at 6x7 versus 8x9, it sounds like those are close deals. It's $30 million apart. They're not close. If that's, those are the rumored offers, the Pionk deal versus the Chikrin deal.
Do you find it at all interesting? And we'll just kind of put some wheels on this LA thing and ride it for a little bit here. That on one hand, at least here, it feels like, well, you're loath to give an 8-year deal to this guy. Whereas for LA to get this guy, maybe contingent on an 8-year deal.
No, what's their window? They got to win now.
They don't need him for 8 though.
No, but he's not going to sign for less than max term, which would be 7 beyond July 1 for them, or 8 if he signs a signing trade with the Flames. I guess that's not true. It's next year. So they'd be able to get him in an 8-year deal next year. But point being is, like, how old's Kempe? How old's Kopitar? How old's Drew Doughty? They're a team that has some nice young pieces and some good old players that are still effective. They got to win now. They've lost in the first round 4 years in a row.
No, I agree. But
so that's why Rasmus Andersson makes sense for them.
No, I'm saying why the term. I get why he's a fit. Yeah. But you could trade for him and not worry about an 8-year extension. Sure. You could just trade for him and then, we'll see how it goes.
Maybe that's the case. We don't know. Yeah, maybe they're happy to take him on as a rental and say he'll love it here. Everyone loves it here until he's here. He won't know.
Yeah. So maybe
Hannafin, the Golden Knights were really comfy doing that 2 years ago. They said, bring Hannafin in. We'll sign him. It's not going to be a problem. Yeah,
we'll talk about Vegas. They're in everything, eh? It's just,
we called Marner back in what?
Maybe
May,
hot water, too, from the sounds of it. Tamperfest. Those guys.
They've been threatening to crack down on tampering for my entire life, if I'm correct.
I don't know how they think a strongly worded email. Listen, stop it, you guys.
Yeah.
Or we're going to fine you and take away draft picks.
I enjoyed how, I think it was the Justin Kirkland extension or Dryden Hunt, one of the two. We're talking about a 13th, 14th forward in the organization. And Steinberg, there was up to as many as 10 teams interested with him that he decided. It's like, well, no, that's not possible because he's actually still under contract with the Flames. They're not allowed to talk to him and express interest till July 1.
Yeah.
That's how commonplace tampering is that beat reporters are like, oh, yeah, he had 10 teams that were on him. You're like, oh, so they just called and broke the rules.
Yeah.
For the 14th best forward on the Flames, they're tampering. They'll tamper with fucking anyone.
As long as there's agents who have more than one player that they're taking care of, you're going to have these conversations that come up. Anyway, we can talk about that later. Now, you kind of led in there, kind of picking up Kevin Bahl. Deal gets done 6 years, $5.35 million per season.
Yeah, like the term, like the player. Money seems a touch rich, but whatever. I mean, the cap's going to be flying. If he's a top 4 guy, that's fine.
Do you think he is?
I don't know if he is on a championship team. I know he's in Calgary. Where do you slot him in Florida? I don't know. Right. And that's look,
that's not how you can operate your team.
I'm not saying that they don't know how to operate their team. What I'm saying is I like the improvement year over year we saw from his last year in Jersey to here. He was on the pair that Rasmus Andersson had a horrible season on. So if we separate them, we'll be able to know who's responsible or who's not. But he's big, he's left shot, and he's solid defensively. They don't have anyone else like that. No one.
Yeah.
They've got some in the A, like the Solovyovs and such. But if he can be a top 4, this is fine.
He is in the right place. I see the headline there. Now, do you think that's an homage to You think maybe?
Well, they're big fans of the show.
I know. Thanks for watching, guys. He's also right place, right time, and what do you call that? Supply and demand, and the market. And they don't have a whole lot else going on back there.
On the left, God no.
Or in general.
Well, just on the right side, you got all your prospects. Right
if you assume that moving forward, Rasmus Andersson beyond that, he's not going to be part of it. Maybe they got something in a trade.
Yeah,
they have to sign and keep this guy. Yep. Now, could you have gotten it for less? I don't know. $5 million-ish felt like where I didn't think it was going to be under 5, just with the cap going up 5. I don't know.
So he gets an extra.
If it's 5.25, do we sleep better at night?
It's not a problem. You're swimming in cap space. He's a guy you'd liked. And again, organizationally, right side, Uyghur, Anderson, Brustevich, Perek, Pahal. Those are all righties. On the left, Jake Bean and this guy. This guy's important.
Yes. And can you evolve and mature into a steady defensive guy? Don't worry about points. Just be a defender.
Keep getting better.
Keep getting better.
Yep. And a highly touted guy. We remember he was involved in the Taylor Hall swap with I think Jersey and Arizona way back in the day. Like, he's always been highly touted. He's a towering physical defender. That's a nice piece to have.
You can't teach that.
No, they drafted some guys you can't teach that too. They're not going to play, but they're huge.
Yeah, you can't teach size. Boy, he's got it. He's got size. He's a big dude. Well, we dove right in. We didn't even hear about your weekend. You were in Austin.
I was in Boston, Massachusetts, Boston, Mass holes.
Well, that's further.
The Sox, the Bruins.
That's in a completely different direction than Austin.
It's very much.
Why did
east.
you say you were going to Austin?
I did say Boston. The Red Sox of Boston playing the Blue Jays of Toronto.
Oh, is that what you were doing?
That's right. I do want to show you some stuff from the trip, if you don't mind, because we're 6 kids, 5 dads.
Jeez.
And we talk about how stupid boys are.
Uh-huh.
So we are literally eating breakfast after passing through customs. Like, we are not even into hour 2 of the trip yet. And I'm watching my son throw his hat as high as he can into the air, up and down, that started a game. And now all the boys are throwing their hats as high as they can into the airport and then trying to catch them right in the middle of where everyone's walking and trying to get to the place.
Yeah.
Like, just
causing a real
like
stir.
Already, like, really, guys, we had to hustle. So if you look right to the top of this ad board, that is my son's hat stuck on the antenna. So less than 2 hours into the trip to Boston, we were down our Blue Jays hat to the Blue Jays games, in which the entire trip was based around.
Right, yeah. So what do we do in that scenario?
Well, we head over to the operations folks at the information desk and ask to speak with Lost and Found and ask if someone has a really big stick and a ladder.
Right.
And they say, yeah, we do, but your flight leaves in half an hour, so we'll see you Sunday evening.
Oh.
So
Sunday evening, it's at.
Last night at 11, really nice to get that Blue Jays hat back on the head of the young man that lost it. Yeah, there's some donkeys here. This is we got to get on the field before the Friday night game at Fenway. Little tour up on the Monster, not unlike the one we did when we went
that's right.
clients many years ago. What an incredible venue. And the boys are having the time of their life. Just a blast.
Let's go!
Rougher the next day, but we were doing T-shirt helicopters.
Yeah, you're in those club seats.
Yeah, people really liked us.
Yeah.
We kept chanting, "Where is Devers?" Because I was told Rafael Devers played there, but we never saw him.
Didn't play that night.
I guess not.
Meanwhile, everyone else is saying, how much money do I have to spend on a ticket to not be around this kind of shit?
A few just sort of floated over to some empties the other way or back into the restaurant.
Yeah. Is that the hat?
There it is. Sunday
That's
night.
your hat, isn't it?
That's the cap of the trip.
Yeah,
We knew the trip was over when he actually got his hat back.
Love it.
So yes, an excellent city, an excellent time. Blue Jays win 2 or 3.
Boston's far, eh?
It's
It's all the way over there.
I'm like, we're just passing Toronto.
Yeah.
Geez, we still got a way to go then.
Direct.
WestJet does the summer
Nice.
direct there, just like they do Nashville.
That's better.
We had the Wi-Fi and the free internet the whole way down, just watching the Jays matinee. Flight flew by.
Yeah.
And then suddenly a little
watching Barn Burner
more haggard yesterday on the way back and no internet, and that felt like a week.
Got it.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, I'm glad you had a good time.
Thank you, dude.
Glad you had a good time.
Oh, and I did find there was this one legend because they have all the plaques. I think this is number 99 or something like that. They're proud of their history.
Mm-hmm.
All the different jerseys. They'll tell you about the curse of the Bambino. They'll show you this is when this guy bought the team, and then they decided to build this ballpark here. We found our new favorite Red Sox. This is George Charles Scott, aka Boomer.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Yeah.
Hall of
We
Famer,
stick
eh?
together. Yeah.
1966 to 71, and then came back for 79, 77 to 79.
Yeah. Try and keep Boomer out of it. You can't do it.
No, God, no.
Loves it too much.
Yeah.
Just loves
It's,
it a bit too much. Bit too much. Well, that's good.
Sound like you're a DH, I think, but I'm not too sure.
Yeah. Don't have the wheels.
Okay.
Don't have the wheels. So Bahl gets signed. We'll talk about
Anderson's going to be a topic until it's not.
yeah, it's just going to be. And at said time, it'll be a why didn't you do it sooner? Just feels like how that's going to go.
Or
But
it's just like that's going to be a fine deal. Like the Lindholm
Yeah.
deal was a very good deal. If you could pull something like that again, that'd be a heist.
did you pay much attention to the draft on Friday?
I was trying. We're at the game. It
Yeah.
made it harder, but I was definitely the top 10 I was fascinated by because we heard this whole speculation of obviously once the Noah Dobson deal gets done, then the Islanders have 2 picks in the teens, and you're like, can they move up and get Hagens? Because they want the Long Island guy. And it did sound like Hagens was going to be the guy that slid despite being the number 1 consensus skater before the season started. And he did go exactly where the pundits thought, which is sort of that 6-7 range. But Boston didn't trade out of there. A lot of the Bostonians were curious about Hagens, if chatting him up. Who's this
Yeah.
kid? I'm like, well, he plays college here.
Mm-hmm.
He's from New York State.
You had some nice in-depth conversation.
Really good ones.
Yeah, some nerd
Yeah,
talk.
some good nerd talk.
Nice.
I'm want to do.
I know you are. Yeah, I know
And
you
then
are.
it sounded like Rushne was the name we heard the most around the Flames, and the hope that he'd be there. And he was. So you got to like that.
Yeah, we got intel in the morning
Mm,
that keep an eye on Rashne.
yeah.
And as the centers and just players came off the board, it's like, well, if he's there,
Yeah. Yeah.
And then about 2 or 3 picks, I guess Ben Kindle goes, and then it better be.
Well, and
Rashne.
then the Canucks take Coots, which is
Yeah.
the other center option. Rashne a lot more productive, but again, it's 17-year-olds are projecting them as 25-year-olds. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Good player. People like him.
Yeah, I mean he's a player that's been drafted.
Well, and I'll say this: like when we were at the Nashville draft and they announced Honzek as the pick, you kind of were like,
A little bit.
wasn't really the consensus best guy available. But hey, again,
Yeah.
they're 17-year-olds. Everyone's guessing what they're going to look like as grown-ass men. Whereas this one, very different in the sense that, like, well, geez, if Reshny's there, like,
Yeah.
got to take him.
He's that's where he's ranked, fits a need, best player available, just all things
Yeah.
kind of pointed towards him. Victoria Royals, he's a center, tied for 9th in WHL scoring, 26 goals. Not going to play next year, I don't imagine. It's like
North Dakota,
any
he's
of
committed.
these players.
He's going to college and probably a couple of years there. And as a young man that's not huge, he's 5'11", 180, that's trying to play center in the NHL. That's going to be a really good spot for him to develop, because you're going to be lifting weights early in the week, playing just 2 games a week, travels a lot lighter than the Western League. He's going to need to bulk up if he's going to play center in the NHL. And that's not something unreasonable to ask of an 18-year-old.
Yeah. They have 2 firsts. They take Reshny with the first, then with the final pick, they take Cullen Potter. NCAA at 17, which is rare. Not many kids do that.
Yeah. Natural freshman.
It's a lot of
Even younger.
school. Be like, I'm gonna take a gap year and go and backpack in Amsterdam or something.
That's what I did.
I know. Although I
What's
guess
this red light district all about?
we've been to the Mullet Arena. It's like
He's ready.
Amsterdam down there. You know,
He's-
if you play your cards right, play for the hockey team, you might do just fine. Elite skater, not big.
5'10", 172. Didn't score a ton, but again, 17 years old playing in college.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, there's a list of players who have done that. Some of them have turned out Hall of Famers.
Sure.
Others played in the NCAA and were drafted in the NHL, and that's where it ended.
Sure.
But
There's also some guys that weren't even drafted. in the
that's
NHL.
right. Yeah. But no, they continue to look for Look for skill. I think they did go best player available
Yep.
in some of these ways, although they kind of lean towards whether Potter's going to be long-term a center.
At
Seems
that
like there's
size, it'd be rare.
some debate about that. Yeah, in round 2. Theo Stockselius, Swedish centerman.
This guy's very Swedish.
He's big. He's blonde.
He's Swedish.
He's pasty. He's Swedish. Yes.
And he's 6'3", 200, and he's still 17. He doesn't turn 18 till the end of this month coming up, July.
Right.
So you're talking about a hulking, theoretical middle six player. That'd be really nice.
Where's your thyroid?
It's a gland. I don't
Yeah.
know much about the glands.
Because he had cancer in his, but
What?
beat it.
Jeez.
That's the story.
He's tough.
So good for Theo.
He's playing at Giro Gardens.
Yeah, he's a Swede.
Stockselius. Like that's half Stockholm, half Uselius.
Yeah,
That's the
it
most
really
sweetest
is.
name
Yeah.
ever.
Maceo Phillips.
Maceo, sure.
Maceo. That's
I
how
don't
they.
know. Yeah, I mean he's huge.
Yeah, it is Maceo. I watched. He's a big dude. This is a long termer.
They do this a lot. Like these are very, very low probability bets, but you are in round, like you're a pick 80 here. So you don't mind it. But like every draft class, you look at the last half, they always pick some gigantic dudes.
Yeah. 6'6", 233.
Hits everything very hard.
Mahusiv.
But yeah, when you're only putting up 6 points in 60 games, the odds of you playing in the NHL are incredibly low. We saw the same thing with the Tanev deal when they got Grushnikov back, and he's even much further along down the path than this young man. But if you are not putting up points at lower levels, the chance of hitting the league are almost zilch.
I mean, we can list off names, I suppose. You watch the draft show if you're hardcore into it.
Yeah.
Ethan Wittenbach, Sioux Falls was injured, then still managed to lead the team. He won the Johnny Gaudreau.
That was the cool tie-in for me.
I know Todd Button said it's not why, it's a neat perk, but this is the guy we wanted. Smaller, hockey IQ. All right.
Yeah.
Aiden Lane going to Harvard, round 6, and then
Captain at SAC out there, St. Andrews College.
And then a couple guys late.
Yep.
Jacob Leander, Jan Matveyko, 6'4" centerman, round 7. Be the Dustin Wolf.
Sure. Get a contract signed, you're beating the odds.
Yeah, you get
literally.
You get on a plane and come to Calgary.
You're
Right,
beating the
that's
odds.
a good step. That's an all right step. So that's the draft.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these kids playing in college next year. That's the big shift. That is not what you typically would see. And obviously the eligibility rules changing are a big part of that. Reshny's moving over there. Like the kid that Aiden Lane was going to play in the O. He's already got games in the O. Now he can go to the NCAA. This is a different, it's going to be a different time for player development. You're going to have to get more comfortable seeing guys go play NCAA after junior and then come to the pro ranks. And to be fair, I think that's really good for the players.
Now, you were part of the draft extravaganza the other night, Jack.
Yes, I was.
What was the mood in the room? I mean, Pike was at the Dome and Kent and Gould were in here. What was the vibes?
Everyone was pretty excited.
Yeah.
They liked what the Flames did. We were really hoping for some more action, though, some trades. It was just kind of long and boring, and it just dragged on forever. Pittsburgh was very active, though.
Yes.
Thank goodness. Yeah,
Thank goodness.
They got
That
Kindle.
saved my night. They did get Kindle.
A lot of people like Kindle.
Freaking Letang's kid was on deck about 5 times.
Yeah.
It's like, God, this kid again? What are we doing here?
Boy.
And the day of, Noah Dobson traded to Montreal.
Big cut from the Habs. Love
2
it.
picks, 2 firsts, back to back.
They've collected first. They have lots of prospects. If you want to get competitive in the Atlantic, this is the types of moves you're going to have to make. Like you're still chasing the Tampa, Florida, Torontos of the world. Ottawa took a step last year. Detroit's trying to. Buffalo can't be this bad forever. Maybe they can. It's a tough division.
I always say, boy, what a day the Islanders have. What a day. And I guess it's me playing devil's advocate. It's like, this is the easier of all the things to do to be a GM in a team.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Selling off your good players for draft picks and then using the draft picks, that can be done fairly easily.
Right.
What are you doing with the picks? How long does it take you to get good? If being good is still the goal, then let's talk in a few years and see how great this day was. But what a day for the Islanders. Okay, you won the lottery, so you took the number 1 pick. There's been no time for that number 1 guy, I don't think, to disappoint anybody.
Not yet.
You haven't blown the first round pick in the last 3 or 4 days. So good job there. And then you drafted 2 guys who were ranked in that. Well done. I do give Darsh credit. You're brand new on the job.
Be bold.
And I'm going to take this guy that had 60 assists 2 years ago on the blue line. He's 25 now. I'm trading him for picks. And
I don't think it's crazy to suggest Matthew Schaefer's a better player in 3 years than Dobson.
All I'm saying is you're new on the job and you've taken one of your star players, potential contract issues. Okay, you're out.
Yeah.
This is where we're taking the franchise. There's a lot of GMs, and this is not tongue in cheek against Conroy or whatever, but I think you see teams, it's that paralysis by analysis and, do we do this deal? Do we not do that? That is an epic shift of your entire franchise in one day. And whether you knew the Dobson stuff was going to happen, and Friedman was talking about it, did try and take that, whatever it was, 15, 16, those 2 picks. Can we get into the top 10? Can we get up to there? And they couldn't. So they obviously used those picks.
They got good players there too. Victor Eklund was a guy that was talked about in the top 10 all year. Dynamic winger playing in Sweden, teammate of Frundell, who went 3rd overall. And they get the heavy hitting monster defenseman in Caden Aitchison.
Yeah. So again, great. Today it's great.
Yep.
In a few years,
are they players or not?
Aitchison could be Hugh Jesseman, right? This is how these things can go, right? Yeah. But I thought it was, you know what? I almost hope it works out. That's some big balls.
Yeah.
That's some big balls right there.
Now, I'll say this. When Noah Dobson's up for a new deal and he's asking for 9+, that probably helps move things along. But
yeah, maybe.
Because they're capped out a bit for a team that's not that good. So you're picking one. You know you're getting a top pair defense in like a bad outcome here, and a great outcome. You get number 1 defenseman. You get a couple more bullets in the mid-first round to chase some prospects you like. And it's like, yeah, we weren't comfy giving Dobson that money anyway. Are we going to pay him for that 1 year? Is Schaefer going to be better in 3 years? And then when Schaefer's deal up, he needs 10, 11. Like, I think it's a good bit of work. And you're right. As a new guy, sometimes you let things, the team's going to pick the direction. I'm just going to watch and react.
This is my first draft. Who's on your board? Cause I'll just, you tell me and I'll put my 2 cents in. Cause you could, if sign this guy, take Schaefer at number 1. We got some pillars of defense back there. We'll be good young. We got a new rink and all the ownership, this sort of thing. No, we're going. We're doing it this way. So I don't know if that opens things up a little bit more for the Islanders moving forward, if it's going to be a strip it right down, or if that's the extent of it.
I don't think that's, if you're stripping down, you're doing it to get the kind of picks they just use.
They've been an old dude team for
and when you look at the Brock Nelson deal, like you got significant assets there, top prospect from the Avs and a first and some other nice pieces. I'm not saying they're good, but if you had to tell me pick one between the Rangers and the Islanders for the next decade, I don't have a problem sliding my chips to the Islanders side.
Or at least more of a fair fight.
Sure.
Because the Rangers are probably always
one's just reeking of dysfunction right now and didn't have 3 picks in the top 15, 16.
Still not sure how that's... there's
what's going on in New York. I don't know. No.
Not sure. Over at Greta, there's a lot going on. I said this last week. You need to... you need one of those books. What does Red have? What's the Daytimer deal?
Yeah.
Remember he was writing all the stuff in there?
Right here.
Yeah.
What day we writing Greta in here?
Yeah, except his has no ink in it.
His was empty, yeah.
Still lots of time left in 2025, though.
Well, his was empty for today until we said we were going to do a show, and then it got full really quick.
Yeah. Oh, I made plans.
I just made Monday plans.
All right. If you like live entertainment, you like bands or DJs or events, and Stampede is coming, and yes, it is going. This is the Canada Day celebration tomorrow, of course. Canada Day. Yep. Happy birthday. Okay, that'll be the other one. That's coming up the 4th, 5th, and 6th. July 4th. That's Independence Day.
Oh wow.
A live band. Yeah, there we go. Canada Day. Thank you, Jack.
Canadian there. Yeah.
Hayden spinning the dropping beats.
See on the
hopefully not in the kitchen.
Oh my God.
I hit that twice.
So Hayden tonight.
Hayden.
And then tomorrow.
DJ Fatty.
DJ Fatty.
DJ Fatty.
Put your hands on DJ Fatty.
Oh, everybody make some noise. Put your hands together for DJ Fatty.
I want to check that out. We should go, Ryan. DJ Fatty?
Just give me a day. Yeah, DJ Fatty's tomorrow. Okay.
No Hayden today?
Just one day. Maybe a healer. Who knows?
Yeah, quick healer. There you
quick
go.
Healer or two. Lunch.
And then you saw there on the go check out their website. They're all over Instagram with what's going on there.
Ooh.
Vegas's best cover band.
That's a hell of a claim.
You gotta love a good live music cover band. Let's go.
Jack, what are you doing for America Day? We making you work on America Day?
Yeah, you guys are making me work, and then I'm gonna drive to the Whitefish after.
Oh, you can smell the freedom. Let's go.
From here you can. Yeah.
Oh, baby.
Yeah. And the tariffs.
I don't get the tariffs.
No.
Nobody understands them, actually. It's quite interesting how many people don't understand.
Greta. Get some Greta on you.
Let's do it.
This week, all through Stampede, close to Stampede Park. Maybe you need just a little bit of. Let's just get. Can we go somewhere? I don't need to go home, but maybe need to get out of here for a little bit.
You know what the real move is? Like, you're literally across train tracks from downtown. There's going to be a ton of Stampede parties there this week.
Yes, sir.
Having a good time. Careful at those work parties, folks. Okay, let's keep moving, Dean.
Right. I don't want to take away everything that's in the Pinder report because I know you'll probably talk about Mitch Marner.
I haven't talked about Mitch, so you want to touch Mitch? We could touch Mitch.
So Mitch Marner didn't make the Pinder report. What is in the Pinder report?
Well, here's the challenge: is that I don't know what you covered Thursday, Friday, and then it's also Monday. And Mitch feels like it's might be happening.
We covered the stuff for Thursday, Friday on Thursday and Friday.
Right.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of Mitch gossip Thursday, Friday too.
Yeah. But it's definitely taken on a new life the last day.
Well, let's talk about
That's okay.
Demko apparently Vancouver gonna re-up him. Need 3 goalies apparently.
I guess so.
Can't get enough goalies.
Yeah, I guess so. Some trades on the weekend.
Yeah.
Glenn Gulletson going to Dallas. He's taken
was it Crumble or Crumple?
His power play expertise all the way down to Texas. I hope he gets all of them.
Throwing his stick in the stands.
Hey, sweep all that up. All your expertise when it comes to the power play. Put that in your carry-on. Take that with you.
Yep.
Gully offered the job. Is that in the Pinder report?
No, God, no.
What is in the Pinder report? Soccer?
The manager of the Brewers got tossed in a really nice dust-up with an umpire. No soccer.
Why don't we do the Pinder report and then, like Gully, I'll sweep up the crumbs afterwards.
Yeah.
We can do that. The Pinder report is a presentation of Village Honda. Honda in the Northwest Auto Mall.
Your dealership for life.
But part of the Wood Automotive Group. Lots of cars for you. Hoo.
Doot.
Ryan Pinder.
That's what you get when you advertise with Barn Burner.
That's right. Yeah, it's a lot.
That's what you get right
Hours in the lab working on the jingle.
Free. That's all part of the package. The
all in
jingles and the script writing and professional delivery on camera.
Professional delivery on camera, indeed. Let's get to FlamesNation.ca, where the writers, have they been writing?
Oh, smudge to write about.
This is the latest today, a free agency preview. Wait a minute. Why is Joel? Okay, he's free. Yeah, maybe. Okay. Offer sheet target for the Calgary Flames. Saddledome is going to be hosting a Top Prospects USA against the CHL Challenge in November. Grades on the draft. Free agent market analysis. Leafs, Knights, Marner.
Where do I find all of this?
FlamesNation.ca.
Oh my! How much is it?
It's free. You just have to have
Internet.
Your phone will get it. And there's even more than this. There's another page of this stuff.
Wow.
Because they even did like in-depth breakdown of the Flames draft class. We heard from Todd Button, director of scouting. Todd. But the group. And there's a picture of Connie looking at Pike saying, don't you be stealing my state secrets, Buster.
Yeah, it's like, hey, you are asking some very difficult questions.
Don't trick me into saying stuff I'm not allowed to say. Okay?
Hey, you. You're quite good at what you do over there.
Stop drilling me with these fastballs here.
Yeah.
Here are the picks of the Calgary Flames. We told you about all of them a moment ago, or many of them at least. But the two you're going to want to pay attention to the most, the two in the middle, they're the first rounders. And hey, those are just, statistically your best chances of guys that help this team at some point.
Hey,
Hey,
there's some kids with jerseys on.
A Cole and a Cole and a Cullen.
2 are wearing red and 3 are in white. And that other guy, boy, he's wearing some dark blue.
He's the most Swedish man ever. He's Stockselius.
It's already got some
Stockselius.
Yellow and red in there, though, which means he can't miss.
How many Americans did they draft?
Couple.
Yeah.
Maceo and Cullen were Americans. And what about Ethan? Ethan would be as well, I imagine.
Back.
Yeah. So many players drafted.
Why would you?
So many.
Don't do that, Jack.
Well, I like the Americans.
That's 101, bro. You don't throw your co-host under the bus.
Oh, I always
with a question while you're live. You research it yourself and be like, they drafted 3 Americans, didn't they?
Brian was all over the draft. He knew.
He was in Austin.
I was in Boston. Boston. Lobster rolls.
Yeah.
Yingling. Sam Adams. Red Sox. Drew Bledsoe.
Clam chowder.
Cam Neely. That Boston, not Austin.
Got it.
Okay, good. Glad we're
massage parlors.
No, did not see that. Guinness is being split at Irish pubs. Okay.
Girlfriend's 30 years younger than you.
There was actually a father-son trip. It's not a girlfriend trip.
Did I say 30? I meant 40.
Kevin Ball's got a new deal, Dean.
Ball. Oh, yeah.
He's got balls.
Yeah.
It's true. Look at this. 5.35 million, 6 years. That keeps him in tow for a while. He was an RFA?
And an RAF. Real attractive fellow.
The Royal Air Force.
Yeah.
He's got too big for the planes and he had to start playing hockey.
He's
so tall.
Wingspan.
God, he's big. Yeah. Wingspan for sure.
Yeah.
He'll be in the fold for a while. Jeez. 6 years is not nothing.
It's fine.
How old will he be, Jack, when he's contract?
Jack, how old's he going to be at the end of the contract?
Hey, Jack, how old's he on the expiry of this contract?
Birthday? Yeah. Where was he born again? His mom and dad. What were their names?
No, where was he originally drafted and by which team, Jack?
Was he an only child or just got a brother? He just had a kid, didn't he?
Didn't his dad play minor league baseball, Jack? What do you say about that?
How's that feel, Jack? You like that?
No.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yes. Thatcher Demko and the Vancouver Canucks may be closing in on a contract extension per our boy Frank. Last day of Frank. Demko eligible to sign an extension as soon as tomorrow. That's what Frank believes will be happening. And Frank. Also, other sources, Dreger weighed in on this, saying still some work to be done, but it's on the right path. It does leave them in the interesting position of, so you got a Lankinen and you re-signed him. You got a Shelovs who just won MVP of the AHL championship.
Mm-hmm.
And now you got a Demko extension. Which of these 3 are you going to trade to Edmonton, and can you make them a double agent? That is the question we have.
Yeah. This will be a very interesting contract just because he's been so unreliable health-wise.
Yeah.
Very good goalie when healthy.
Not often healthy.
Completely changes the trajectory of that team.
Yep.
So okay, how much are you spending on that?
What's that cost? Is he getting the full?
Oh, this car, it's a great car. Goes fast, gets me from point A to point B.
God, it looks good.
Yeah.
And I saw that reel, the highlights you put on YouTube. What an incredible car.
When it's not broken down on the side of the road and I'm standing in the rain waiting for CAA to come every other day.
Right, but that happens every once in a while. I mean, it doesn't happen.
It happens a lot. And then I take it to the shop, and the mechanics, they have no idea what's wrong with it.
They're finding new pieces they never knew existed before.
This should not be in here. I don't know. I've been working on cars my whole life. I've never seen. Well, it's not running, so I guess.
Post-lateral carburetor plug. That's never found one of these before. It needs fixing.
Yeah.
Tough to value.
A little low on headlight fluid. Gonna have to top that up.
It's tough contract to put a number on. I agree.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure Vancouver, they're the guys to do it.
They definitely are patient and pragmatic.
Let old Jimmy at it.
Jim was not there anymore.
No, Rutherford.
Oh, the other Jimbo.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, I miss betting.
Weird he never showed back up, eh?
Oh, I'm sure he'll surface in Boston.
Austin? They're getting a team, I heard. That was the news that came out the other day.
Expressing interest in a team, just like the Houstons and the Arizonas and the Atlantas. I don't think we need a 40-team league. I think you need to relocate Buffalo and expand it to and call it that. That's my hot take.
Okay.
Buffalo's in big trouble.
It sure seems like it. But if the billionaire owner is just gonna, if he'll pay, then
well, the billionaire owner, he doesn't really
care
care about this team that much because with the Bills. So this is just becoming a problem, and it's bad PR, and the team's never good, and everyone yells at him about it. It's like maybe I just get rid of this headache.
If that's
everyone
the
loves
case.
the fucking Bills.
Like are you speaking on it? Do you know this or?
Well, I know that his wife handled the Sabres side a lot, and then after her incident with her health issue, he's had to lots more fallen on his plate. And
this is speculating, right? You're kind of just talking out your ass.
Which part?
All of it. Like you're really trying to talk yourself into
her medical issue was very well documented and serious, and she lost the capacity to run the business.
No, but the point being that
a lot of the Sabres fell off.
That they care less about the Sabres.
No, yeah. I mean, what I guess what I'm saying is one team, everyone loves you, and it's unbelievable, and the other is just a fucking headache, right? And that's us paraphrasing, but like, what about rolling into the Sabres? Now one of the oldest rinks in the league is great compared to, a brand new stadium coming for the Bills and Josh Allen and the team that's always seemingly deep in the playoffs.
Well, who's the kid? Because Jack, there was that photo, and I don't have it on me, of the young man that got drafted to Buffalo, and you would think, oh, you're going to the NHL.
Yeah.
Hey, kids, they don't care. Kids don't care. They get drafted. It's a big day. Oh. So you're happy, are you?
When is the entry-level contract done?
Tell that to your face.
Maybe we play here in Europe. Get ready. They'll be moved to Houston by the time I'm back. You big boy.
Yeah, that's got the that would have maybe this one behind it.
I was thinking of the O. 6'6", 220.
You're going to have a great time, whoever you are.
Oh.
Chippewa. Whores down there. Apparently.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Ryan, back to you.
Back to me, Dean. Well, the NFL, lots going on. In fact, Jack, absolutely buzzing today over what he's calling and what Adam Schefter is calling a blockbuster transaction between the Steelers and Dolphins.
Well, you're the one who said it wasn't a blockbuster.
I'm just confused because I knew that Fitzpatrick and Ramsey both were like perennial Pro Bowlers, and then
both all-pro defensive backs.
Yes, and then as they get older, they're less effective. Ramsey's on now probably his fourth or fifth team, but still very good. I'm told by
very good. Still a top 5 corner in the league.
Okay,
sad to see Minka go, but his play has dropped the last couple of years. We're going full 2015 Broncos this year.
And Jono Smith gets the Arthur Smith treatment,
loves
which
that
means
second tight end.
No offense for him, and Pat Freiermuth fantasy owners apologies.
Yeah, it was inside moment. Jack says, "Boy, blockbuster trade." To which Ryan says, "That's not a blockbuster."
I said, is it? Like I don't. Again, fantasy guy, not NFL guy. I don't know where these guys rank on Pro Football Focus. I know Ramsey and Minka were both regarded the best of the position at one point. I also know that it's probably a few years ago.
It's big names.
It's big names for sure. Yes. John,
because yes, the Steelers are all in.
They're all in.
Get the T-shirts printed, Jack.
9-8 and 20.
All in.
9-8.
Feels like they would kill to be 9-8.
How would 8
we'll
and
see
9
how it
season
goes.
go over? Yeah.
Sorry, back to you.
Oh, good. Got more NFL things going on. This is big news, friends. 10 Sundays away, and that's a hell of a meme to use. Because, of course, that's the
Jack's
classic.
place.
Yeah, that looks a lot like my place.
Jack's got, I've got the beach chair here and red zone, and then I'm going right back to the beach after, what was it, 15 hours of commercial-free football.
Yeah, I believe it's 7, but
yeah, whatever.
It's a long time.
I guess they don't do the Sunday night
That's
game.
right.
That's right. I just do the 7 hours of commercial-free football starts now. 10 weeks. All right. We're in.
All right.
See you there. Probably going to get in crappier weather by then.
Probably.
Only 10 weeks. Jeez. Getting screwed out here. Anything else, NFL? I feel like that's it.
CFL.
Oh, we got CFL. Okay, let's go. Hey, look at this. Stampede Bowl next Thursday. Producer Jack, myself, Bobby Germany. We have access. Somehow, some way, we have tricked the Stampeders into allowing us to travel around with a camera. They said basically anywhere but the locker room, you're going to have full reign of.
How about that?
Really?
Not ideal, Jack, but ideal. Sideline passes. Talus Club. Want to go to the corrals? We'll go to the course corrals.
You got to get in some suites.
We go to the suites.
Wow, that's awesome.
Get flipping.
Yes.
Make some of those Huff burgers.
Oh, yeah.
Why are you coming, Boom?
Boom's busy.
Somehow I couldn't have more going on July 3rd.
It's all the same day.
We're
But you
going to
know
be
what?
on the field?
Yeah, we can field access if we want to be. We can be wherever we want to
Keep
be.
your clothes on. Jeez.
We're going to start with a tailgate, make sure we're all ready to rock. And Bobby Journeyman is going to document it all for this fine program.
There's a young man who's streaking on the field. I think it's a stupid podcaster from Martelope. Have you been to Martelope? Yeah, I hate it there.
Yeah, that's yeah.
They're taking on the Bombers.
First of 3 in a row that they've committed to playing against Winnipeg the day before Stampede starts, thus the Stampede Bowl. And special visitors in studio Wednesday got a surprise for you.
And I had some I don't know what you call it, intel, or I had kind of a
Ooh.
remember there was one day I wasn't here because I had to go to the airport
Yeah.
to do some business. I'm walking into the airport
Yeah, Friday.
and I see a guy walking out. He's got a Stampeder thing on and he's got a football, clearly a football player.
Oh.
I'm like, oh, who is this? Like, no, I don't know. It's guys, they wear helmets and masks and stuff.
Right.
I'm pretty sure that's Adam Bighill, the former Bomber.
Yes, and the BC Lion. Eh?
Sure as shit.
Wow.
Now he's maybe not ready to play. There's a chance he plays. Would he love to get out there for the Stampede Bowl against the Bombers?
Tickets are moving nicely. Get yours. Stampeders.com/tickets.
Nice.
7:00 Thursday. That's also the official beginning of the greatest outdoor show on earth.
What day is the? So that's a
Thursday.
Tuesday. The day after is Wednesday. The day after that, Jack and I
Thursday.
Thursday.
go to MacMahon.
How's sunny and 25?
Oh, Jackie!
Yes.
Is that all right?
That's lovely.
I hope they have some cleansing ales and cold beverages. Let's keep moving. Our pal Mike Soroka
DJ Fatty.
doing things in the majors. You found this, Boom? I think I saw it too. This is nasty.
Well,
stuff
you're
from
the
Calgary.
bigger baseball guy. What do you call this from the perspective of either the batter or the pitcher when this?
That is a poop-inducing pitch per John Boy as he turned his butt and nearly soiled himself, ducking out of the way of what was a strike.
It's at my ear. No.
Now, I'm not going to try to exaggerate. I'm being dead honest. When we filmed with Soroka out at Weber Academy, he threw one that I swore was going to hit me in the head, and I bailed out of there. Now, I'm not a Major League Baseball hitter. Maybe it wasn't even close, but there was only one pitch I thought was going to hit me. That was the one. And the catcher's like, that was a strike. That peeled back in. I think that's what he was working on in the lab this summer. That's nasty.
What is that pitch called?
I don't even know.
Is it like a
Is it a sweeper?
I
What
think
would you
they labeled it as a
slurve?
slurve.
Yeah.
slurve?
Slider curve.
It does a
Slider
few
curve?
things there, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
man.
a lot of
And it's going
vertical.
80. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, I thought it was at
Like-
my chin.
You
Oh
know,
boy, that
Strike.
that one got me there. Didn't really have a chance on that one. Oh, damn, is that nasty? We got the manager toss. Can we throw that in here? I think that's number 70. We're doing baseball. I may as well stick with it.
There's nothing better.
Go get him, Mikey. Love you, Calgary boy.
Distract him. I'm going to go to first base. Shh. And then I'll be safe.
Calgary FC in action on the weekend. They fell against stinking Atletico Ottawa.
They've had their number.
They have been a tricky out the last 3 years, I'll tell you.
I believe that's Ottawa's second win at Atco this year.
Goosh.
Goosh.
And they protected the fortress very well over their 7 years. But Ottawa's got their number.
They're top of the table. I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
That's Tommy's spot.
Now, here's the thing. Next action, next week, Tuesday. It is the Canadian Championship. They're tied 1-1 in aggregate. They've already played one game in Vancouver, in Langley. Now they play the second leg here. The winner on aggregate likely to get the Whitecaps in the semifinals.
Jack, you got that?
So this is the championship game or no?
This is not the championship game. No, this is the champion.
For all the
Canadian
marbles, Jack.
Well, then we better go.
Well, I'll be there. Kids are at camp. Let's go. Let's do it.
How long is this camp? That's next Tuesday.
I had back-to-back camps.
Holy crap.
Let's go.
Wonder how many hats they'll lose in that kind of time.
We've set the over-under at 4.5. Find out more.
Need more hats.
Bet365 bets.
We're running out of hats.
Calgary Surge, they fell to Saskatchewan on the weekend. Their next action, 2 road games before they come to the Dome. Stampede to the Dome, July 9th. Everything's happening in Stampede week.
I'm telling you.
Whoo, busy.
What a brilliant idea.
Yes, you got everyone in town. You may as well go down to the Dome and watch the old Surge play the Montreal Alliance.
You know, we could watch the Bulls and Chucks and stuff, but maybe sometimes you got to cleanse your palate a little bit. Maybe a little bit of hoops.
Maybe you want a little more
Maybe some
Chicago
CFL
Bulls than the
Stampeder
Boston Bulls.
Football.
Yes. Love it. All right, there's the skid. Go get him, Surge. You still got the best logo in the league, boys. Let it rip.
And it ain't close.
No. 8-4 is a tidy mark to start the year as well. We'll see you at the Dome. That's going to be a big one.
Tough loss to the Saskatchewans last week.
Yeah, they said we'll be ready next time. Yeah, we'll get you next time.
All right.
This was crazy. I saw this. No, this isn't AI, but it's crazy enough that maybe you'd think it would be. But
I feel like you get fooled though. Sometimes.
Oh, I'm an idiot for this stuff. Yeah.
Okay,
but like this guy's coming in at an incredible rate, Harry. So just keep your eyes on it. But,
so the bike's got one.
He's got a parachute on the bike,
and
he's got a parachute, and he launches himself off the cliff, and then he makes it on the Pinder part, and he goes home and gets to have dinner with his family. It's one way to earn a living.
Jesus. Okay. How are you? I mean,
people were asking for some of the footage from Boston. Didn't get too crazy out there, but there was this one incident, which is a little bit awkward.
Oh, no. Oh,
that's
just dirty pool. You know, that's tough.
Oh, dear.
I've seen that happen.
Yeah. No. Oh.
Poor Cron.
That was good to see him.
Yeah.
He was wearing shoes.
I didn't know he was going to Boston. I thought he was going to be in Austin.
Weird how that happens so often. Yeah.
Like, could he let go? Like,
I don't know what the deal is, but it was going to be tough from there. There's not a lot of winning happening once you were face down.
I guess not. I just thought maybe you could brace yourselves, but no, I must keep my hands appropriately right where they are on this apparatus.
That's your Pinder report for this lovely Monday, final day of June, I'm told.
Thank you, Ryan. The Honda CRV sits atop the field in the compact SUV field. That, according to Car and Driver magazine. And if the CRV maybe wants something a little bit more rugged, how about the Passport? Maybe a little bigger. How about the Pilot? Honda, taking care of you, whatever it is.
A lot of room in those Pilots.
A lot of room in those Pilots. Third row.
The airport.
Third row seating back there, bud. That's a lot of kids you were taking on this trip for whatever reason.
It was a lot of children. Some of them even well behaved. A lot of candy was secured. A lot of candy.
Yeah.
We have a trade in the NHL.
I'd love to hear it.
Let's do it.
Do you want to? I can.
Yeah, give me the thing.
Barn burner.
It's very long. This. I kind of.
We do have breaking news this morning.
I kind of did it to be like stupid and kind of. Hey, going. This is our.
When I got to 3-2-1, and then it's doing
then
0-2,
there's more, and then there's more.
-1. Oh, okay. Stop.
Anyway.
The Detroit Red Wings have traded forward Vladimir Tarasenko to the Minnesota Wild for future considerations. Tarasenko, 11 goals, 33 points last year in 80 games, 33 last year of his deal, $4.75 million. And it is the beginning of cap space land for the Minnesota Wild, who are just getting through the painful near decade of Suter and Parise buyouts. Free. Good price.
Yeah.
I don't know what Tarasenko's got left. It was not great in Detroit. I'm assuming.
Yeah, it was not
goals in 80
great.
games.
Like, it was okay.
Where was he? Florida 2 years ago. Went to the
And that was
final.
just for the cup run. And then
Did he win with them or did they lose to Vegas?
I think he lost.
Yeah.
Either way, he didn't re-sign there. Then he went to Detroit. What does Minnesota need him for? What are they?
Depth scoring. I don't know. Yeah.
Turn this off.
Done there.
Yeah.
He did indeed win the Stanley Cup with the Florida Panthers
Last season.
He was
All right.
Ottawa and then traded to
Well,
Florida.
congratulations to Vladdy on that.
It was Giroux that went there 2 years ago. And
Yeah,
lost in the final. It was Philly.
Yeah, that's right. Also, Minnesota. New rink name next year.
Yes.
The Excel Energy Center is no
Forever.
more. It's the only name it's ever had. Now it's
Yeah.
the Grand Casino Arena.
Okay.
I don't like it as much.
It's, do you prefer Grand or the Gila River?
Uh,
Gila River was way out there.
yeah, Gila River. Whatever. So Boldy, Tarasenko, 4.75, 33.
Yep. It's last call.
Is it to say, hey, Kirill Kaprizov, here's another, how many, you want a countryman to,
What's some Russian?
what do you do? Drink vodka? What do you do
Yeah.
in Russia?
Yeah.
He drinks vodka. He'll drink vodka with you. You signing him for 8 more years?
No, maybe just get
How about you?
Tarasenko for the year, then sign Kaprizov and then let
Yeah, that'd be it. All right. Well, it's
We'll
trade
see
for
on
sure.
this team.
It's a trade.
Yakov Trenin, also Russian. Yurova, they might bring over this year. Yeah.
Is Trenton a UFA?
I don't believe so because he's showing up on their sheet here.
I might be thinking of Cunnin, actually.
Yeah.
Oilers signed Kasperi Kapanen this morning, 1 year, $1.3 million. So he's hanging
It was a
around.
nice find from Stan Bowman. When you look at the Klimberg and the Kapanen, those are guys they got for free mid-season that ended up being contributing parts, albeit smaller parts, on a team that went to the final.
So they gave Trent Frederick the big 8-year extension.
Mm-hmm.
They keep Kapanen for a year.
Mhm.
They have the same goalies. John Gibson has been traded. Whether or not he would have been an upgrade, either way, he's not available.
There were a lot of Oilers fans were crossing fingers for a Demko trade. That's now obviously unlikely to happen if he's just signing with Vancouver.
Yeah,
Doesn't feel like a sign and trade's been talked about.
they did the Evander Kane thing.
Yeah.
He got beat. Did you hear he got jumped?
You get jumped. Not good.
Come on, Vancouver.
Don't be jumping people.
Smarten up. I mean, there's hockey and then there's real life. The Leafs get Matthew Nyes done. 6-year
Yes.
extension, 7.75 per.
That's a nice number considering what the offshoot threats were being rumored at.
It does. Which does make you wonder a little bit, but maybe
But what?
could he have dug his heels in a little bit?
Yeah, I think the key ingredient in the offer sheet that people forget is that you have to be okay with leaving the team you're with. And if you really like it there and you don't want to rock the boat, not unlike Maverick Bourque, who could have got more money for next season if he just waited until an offer sheet. If you like where you're at, you're not signing offer sheets.
So decent number for Nyes. They get Tavares done last week.
Yes, that was huge. I mean, their center depth with Tavares gone.
Yeah. We broke that
needed-
live on this show.
I heard
Traeger
that.
broke it
Congrats.
on Barber. It was unbelievable.
Love Barber.
And this Marner stuff, Marner probably not going to stay in Toronto. So no shit. Marner going to test free agency. You don't say.
Yeah.
I loved Treliving. It would appear as though unless some things change, Mitch will probably test free agency.
Really?
It's like that is the most polite way you could have put that.
Yeah.
It's like, excuse security, could you get this dumb fuck out of the scrum? So Marner's going to Vegas. And Vegas, can we do maybe do you want to do a traded rights?
Side and trade. Then you don't have to compete with other teams.
We'd be happy to get last year Carolina, they had Jake Gensel, would love to have signed. He's not, I'm not signing. I'll trade him to Tampa Bay, get a 3rd round pick. Okay, then you do whatever you do with him. Tampa Bay sign.
Yeah.
So well, we could trade, or maybe there's a bigger deal to be had.
The other thing,
if you do it with if you sign them, kind of like what you did with Kachuk. Remember how that worked out really good for
one of the teams? Yeah,
one of the teams. That was different because he was younger and it was an RFA, but still, you signed him and then the player got the extra year. You could do that here with Mitch Marner. There's a lot going on.
Well, and the notion that, well, why would you give an asset away to get him, especially if it's not going to be max term? And it sounded like Mitch might prefer to do something more in the Austin Matthews realm, which is like that 4 to 5 year deal where you jump back in and the market's now, hey, you're worth 17 now because the cap's 130 or whatever it might be down the road. I think the idea that a lot of teams are going to be on him July 1, maybe Vegas can cut them off the pass by getting his rights and then not having to tamper, but just actually talking to him. But again, it is Tamper Fest, so I don't know that actually gets you much.
Yeah, there's a lot of buzz that the league really wants this. They want to slap somebody's pee-pee over this, over tampering. So, well, I guess go ahead.
They used to have the legal tampering period, and it was like, it felt silly, but at least we all called it what it actually was.
Yeah.
Now we're just pretending you're not doing it, but everyone's doing it still.
It really set the table for an explosive July 1 because then deals were done.
Bang,
and the other thing was we all read them on social media anyway. So then everything July, well, yeah, we heard about that 3 days ago. And I guess I can see it. They're under contract to this other team. Mm-hmm. What if things change in the last 24 hours? Now you've gone and talked to all these other teams. We have you until June 30th at midnight. Whatever.
Interesting. I didn't mind it, but it did kind of steal a little bit of the thunder from July 1, but we're still getting that now anyway. Tamper Fest.
So is Nick Waugh? Could he be the player if he goes to Toronto? If they get a deal rumored. Nick Hague was traded elsewhere, so that ain't happening.
And Nashville gave him a pile of money. I sort of thought he could be a sneaky offer sheet candidate because he's huge and he's a third pair guy and he needs a new contract.
He's making more than Kevin Bahl,
which tells you that Nashville believes he's a top 4 defenseman. Something they didn't do with Dante Fabro, who just signed a deal that pays him top 4 money.
Hague traded to Nashville, signed 4 years, $5.5 million. I don't know if people care about Nick Hague. Do they? Colton Sissons.
Who's the other guy coming back? Another D-man.
Was Jeremy Lauzon.
Yeah, hard hitter.
26.
I like him.
He's got 1 year left. Anyway.
I don't know. He's a guy that I'd heard sort of tied to Flames with offer sheet stuff, but he's big and left in third pair. But at that money, God no. God no.
Another trade, Utah has traded Matthias Michelli. I kind of like this guy.
A Mike Gold favorite.
Yes.
Yeah.
To the Maple Leafs for a third rounder.
Wow. They get to take the third round from yester weekend?
2027, actually.
Okay, way down the road.
So, I mean, it's...
Yeah. That kid's in grade 9.
It can upgrade to a second, depending on some qualifications. If certain things are met there. Yeah, whatever. We talked about Gully. Sounds like he's going to be the new head coach of the Dallas Stars.
Good for him.
Offered the job. They're working out a deal. I saw a photo. I guess I should have grabbed it of when he was first hired in 2011 as the Stars head coach. That was a young man. That was a young man getting an NHL
he head there?
job.
Was he?
He was head coach for 2 years. Then went to Vancouver, assisted with Torts for 1 year anyway. Yeah. Then came here and then went to Edmonton.
Yeah.
So, this will be his third tour of duty as an NHL head coach.
The reputation has been an excellent assistant coach. Can he be the head coach? He gets his chance with a really good roster to prove that he can.
I know when he was hired here, the thought was here's a young guy, smart coach.
Yeah, works hard.
Made the playoffs once and then missed, I think, in Dallas is how that went. It's like maybe got a bit of a raw deal, hard to say. Smart guy, give him a chance here.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he was a bad coach. Obviously, he's a smart guy. Maybe he is not best suited to be a head coach, but
you're going to have a good opportunity in Dallas, tell you that.
Sure will. Claude Giroux, 1 year deal, $2 million. He'll stay in Ottawa.
Yeah.
Wants to be part of the positive vibes that are going on there. Morgan Geekie, a 6-year extension with the Bruins at $5.5 million. I like that player.
Oh, yeah.
It's for sure.
How old's he compared to Coronado is what I was wondering.
Who, Geeks?
Geekster, because there's a couple of Geekies, is there not?
There is, yep. The younger Geekie is younger.
Connor?
Yeah. John Gibson in Detroit. We talked about that. For Peter Mrazek, a second and a fourth. So we'll see.
Not sure what Anaheim's doing with the goalies.
Well, they like
Dostal.
And they signed
you brought in Mrazek, and then they just signed
Ville Husso.
$2 million for your third.
Yeah, you can never have enough goalies.
I thought they had too many last year.
Hey, maybe trade one. I don't know. Charlie Coyle hates Colorado.
Not for him.
Not for him.
John Denver's full of shit.
He's full of shit, man.
Yeah.
Avs traded for Coyle. They've now shipped him out again. He and Miles Wood off to Columbus for someone named Gavin Brindley.
Oh, Brindley was a high pick.
Oh, Brindley.
Oh, Brindley.
Oh, well, how about that? So, yeah, old Charlie Coyle, the Coyle master. He's got a year left at 5.25 before coming a UFA.
Brindley was a second rounder in 2023 when we were in Nashville. That's why that rings a bell.
Is that right?
Yes.
Where's my clip?
That John Denver's full of shit, man.
Come on now. Okay.
Brindley now 20. He's 5'9", 170. Little buzzsaw.
Slow down, Gavin.
High motor player.
Hey. Trying to keep food in the fridge.
Hey, Gavin. School zone around here with kids playing.
Settle down, Gav. No more. Hey, stop dunking on that hoop. No salary retained in the Michelli deal.
Okay. Interesting player.
I like him.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. I don't know if I'd want to give up a second.
A third?
I'd be happy doing a third.
But it could,
then maybe it becomes a second is a problem. But if it becomes a second, then it's probably one of those things to be, hey, you know what? If he does what it takes to, then we'll be happy to pay it. Because it's probably, I'm guessing, goals, points, games played, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
If he's having the kind of impact that would trigger these other, hey, that's it's no big deal.
That's why the conditions are there. We're
fair. Happy to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see they got a jersey number for Roger McQueen?
Is it the car? Yeah.
He went and met Lightning. They had a good talk.
They flew, and he was one of the lucky ones. He got picked. They put him on a helicopter and flew him to Disney.
He's there minutes
later.
later.
The draft was still going on. It's like, this lucky bastard. Everyone else is sitting there watching this.
He's out of there.
Whoa.
You're basically like, here's your hat and jersey.
Yeah.
Shake some hands. You want to go rip some rides at Disneyland and meet Lightning? Hell yeah, I do. It's my boy.
Look at this. Remember Sam Malinsky with the Avalanche?
Yes, old Sam McGee.
Yeah, old Sam. 1 year, $1.4 million.
Whew.
Good for him.
Slow
the
down,
Malinskys,
guys.
They're good people.
Yeah.
I remember.
If you don't like the
Malinskys, they had I think they were doing canola down by the creek down there.
Is that right?
Yeah, I think that was Malinsky land.
Is that towards the highway or the other?
Other way.
Okay.
Yeah, the other way. Yeah.
Noted. What else we got for news?
It's just me reading Twitter. Tomorrow's free agency day. We're not going to do a show. However, somebody is.
Gosh, we got our best people on it.
Yeah, somebody is who more deserving to do it. That's the way we kind of look at it.
More deserving to. Yes, that's
right?
correct.
I think they're better.
They're professionals, and they're more deserving to do it.
Yeah, they are more deserving, definitely, to
do it.
To work on the holiday.
To really grind out these.
For some of them, it's not a holiday. For Colby Cohen and Johnny Lazarus and some of they're Americans.
Dirty Yanks. That's not their holiday till
So
Friday.
better on them for working.
Hey, Jack.
Free agency, the Daily Face-Off live free agency special starts tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Eastern.
9 a.m. Mountain.
Just subtract 2. It's simple math.
Thank you, Jack.
You're welcome.
I don't often do Eastern time zone to mountain conversions. I'm so blessed.
Good thing I'm here.
It is.
Because when I was in Austin, that would have been 1 hour, but Boston.
It's 1 hour. Yeah, Boston's too.
Yeah, Eastern.
3 straight hours of chaos, contracts, full-blown free agent frenzy. Fellas. Tyler Yaremchuk, their land was just down from Malinsky's.
Yaremchuk's.
Yeah. Right across from right across from the halfway store.
Halfway.
Yeah. Then you'd get into the Yaremchuks. They are a bunch of
Booze
They
bags?
like to drink. Fuck.
Oh God!
You know it.
Remember the scraps in the alley there?
Oh, you know
Right
what?
in the front driveway,
If it's Friday, you just see the smoke clouds billowing from the Yaremchuk.
fighting at the Yaremchuk cabin.
What are they burning tonight? Maybe it's their house tonight.
Pallets.
Maybe it's a car. Who knows? Tyler Yaremchuk with Jeff Merrick, Colby Cohen, Johnny Lazarus, Carter Hutton, Matthew Barnaby. Reporters from across the Nation Network. If something goes down, they will be on it. Every signing, every trade, every what is going on, they've got it live. It's going to be a full-on banger, it says here.
Yeah, it is going to be a banger.
Brought to you by the Nation Network.
Think we'll figure out Mitch before then or not? It's not going to be a sign and trade if it's done July 1.
Yeah, it's not going to be. As soon as it hits midnight,
Maybe Kelton McCrimmon's saying, hey, you listen here, Treliving. I'm not giving you that Nick Waugh unless you get this done right now.
I'll tell you what,
Otherwise,
Kelly
I'll take it for free.
McCrimmon, he doesn't give a shit.
He's a mover and a shaker.
He's going to do whatever he wants.
Yep.
And
F the police. That's what he said.
Yeah. And you know what? Good for him. Kind of down that Matthew Darsh so much. Oh, well, geez, what's the player? Is the player going to be how's it going to look? Fuck it. Trade him. Don't sign him, trade, whatever. What's he got? No trade list? Well, it's Ottawa's fault. Let them worry about it.
Take their pick away, too. That's gross.
That's right. I have no idea what to expect tomorrow from the team that plays in this city. They need a goalie.
Yeah,
potentially.
Yep.
Right.
It might not be day one goalie, but they need a goalie.
And there's a list of goalies here. And
are you being blown away, or
I don't know? No,
a lot of Houdats.
It's not Houdats. I know who that is, yes. But I don't know that they better than Vladar necessarily, which is what they had.
Right.
On the back end,
they need a left shot D.
They could use a lefty.
Now, here's the thing. If you're going to carry Andersson into the season, well, then you just throw Weegs on the left side because he can go there. And then, you can leave the Bahl Andersson pair together. Maybe Perek plays with Weegar. But if you are going to move Rasmus this summer, which we think is probably a good course of action, you're going to need a left shot D.
Yeah, which is, again, if the offers aren't there, you get why the deal isn't done. But if it was done, okay, so you don't get the draft picks in this year or whatever it is. Maybe it's not even including draft picks. Either way, then if you need a defenseman, and you can do that.
It's true.
July 1.
It would be nice if you had a really good idea of how things were going to go, because we don't. We're only hearing the little crumbs from the insiders, but I'm sure Connie's got a better sense of how things will unfold.
Because there's some names here that the Flames have under contract. Weegar, Andersson, Bahl.
Know those guys.
Pahal.
Like him.
Perek.
Love the young kid.
What will year one look like? Remains to be seen.
Don't know. And by the way, all of those are righties except Bahl so far.
Jake Bean.
Lefty.
Miramanov. Solovyov.
Like him.
Kuznetsov. Brustevich.
Yeah.
There's not a ton of NHL. Now, Bean's got NHL experience, obviously, but it's.
Yeah, if you keep Rasmus, you've got 6 NHLers, and Miro is your 7. If you don't, then you need to go shopping for a defenseman.
I don't know where on this list, like who feels like.
I brought up the name Dmitry Orlov a bit, just because he's not going to be super coveted in the sense that he's longer in the tooth, but he can give you decent left side minutes, and you could pay him a little too much on a short term, and that's what he just did in Carolina. He made too much money on short term because they needed a guy to plug that hole. I think he's making 7.75. That number comes down probably. But it allows you to leave your righties on the right and have another left option in the top 4. I don't think anyone wants to see Jake Bean in the top 4 on the left side. No disrespect to Jake. That's not what he's best served to do.
Yeah, like Orlov coming off a 7.75, whatever that means nothing because he's now 33.
Right. So the thought is that maybe a guy that isn't massively coveted. And it's like, hey, Dmitry, you're getting some offers. We'll offer you a little more because we need a left. Term's got to be short. And then when all these other kids theoretically graduate, you're not paying this guy for 8 years like some of the other decisions you've been faced with on the back end.
I think there's so many different, and this will apply for forwards, all of it. But certainly, as you look at so Ryan Lindgren, what do you want? You're 27. Do you want to win a cup?
Yeah.
Do you want to play 20 a night? Do you want to live in a great spot? Like where are you in your life? Do you need to raise kids? Do you have no kids? Do you want to go and live your best life? Because Calgary will check some of those boxes. Chances are you'll probably get to play a fair bit.
Yeah.
You're going to play a regular shift. You're going to be a big part of what's going on.
Role? Yeah.
Steady work back there. You're probably not winning right away or for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So is that up your alley? It sounds like Gavrikov,
New York,
got offered more money by Kenny Holland in LA and still said no.
We heard it's going to be New York. Yeah. And again, there's a much nicer flight from New York to Moscow than it is LA, as much as at the beach.
It's always a little hard maybe to squint and see this close to it. Because then when it's, Matt Grzelcyk does feel like a Calgary Flame or whatever the name that pops up. But they will be so deep. Well, I guess they can't be deep into conversation, can they? Because it's free agency. Right. I forgot.
Well, yeah, you wouldn't be allowed to tamper. But like to be clear, they've gone over these lists for the last 6 to 8 months. They've done the background checks. They've checked in with former teammates. They talked to agents about what particular roles on teams should be worth. Because you can tamper without tampering. I could say, hey, I'm looking for a guy that wears sunglasses on a podcast. I don't have anyone in specific in mind, but would you know anyone like that, and what would interest them about a podcasting game?
Yeah, and didn't you play with Perbix?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
What's he? Oh, he's allergic to thin mountain air.
Okay, good to know.
All right, we can. So I don't think that's tampering. That's just
doing some homework,
working some things around it. And then up front, we talked to Connie. He sat right there in your chair that you sit in at the moment.
Just ripping farts into.
So what are you going to be doing? Are you going? He's like, yeah, we're going to throw some offers out. We want to go. So is that Marner? Is that Nikolai Ehlers? Is that Brock Besser?
Is that keeping Joel Hanley?
Yeah,
it's.
Now, we talk about an organizational need for center. Do you feel like there's an immediate? Are they center hunting tomorrow?
No, because there aren't any good centers. Like when Duchesne got re-upped, that was kind of the only. And again, centers are so coveted. I don't think Calgary's a destination for them. If you really want another center, Connor Zary can play center. You can have Dryden Hutt on your fourth line playing center. You can have Kirkland playing center.
Because there again, that would be one of those things. For a year, you can come to Calgary and you're going to get top six, maybe, center minutes. Not a lot of teams in the NHL can offer that.
No.
So, and I think that was probably a lot of what was going through Anthony Mathis' head is I'm going to play top 6, top 9, get in the power play. Yeah. If I can score some goals, maybe I can use that in a year to really cash in.
But otherwise, all that checks out.
So is there a centerman out there
no.
who's not in that upper tier who could say, on a lot of teams, I'm a third or fourth. Here I'm a second or third?
Granlund?
I mean, yeah.
It's not sexy.
And that feels like
coming off a good year.
It feels like big. I think there's going to be a market out there.
Well, this is what I mean. Like Vancouver needs a center. There's lots of good teams that need number 2 centers. This is not going to be a spot people go. Your need for center isn't glaring for next season. It's that your top 2 centers are 35 and 36, and you have no centers in the system until Friday night.
It's an organizational thing.
And
more
so
than
long term, you got to start finding centers. But free agency, you're not getting long-term solutions typically. These are older guys that are there for their last big payday, and it doesn't often go well in terms of was that money well spent or not.
Yeah. So with that said, if they look at their goal and they say with Wolf and Cooley, that's not enough experience. We need a backup. It feels like that might be, if it's tomorrow at all, might be the one area that you hear. Who knows? I didn't see the Mantha thing coming a year ago either. It felt like they've got plenty of wingers. What are they going to market for a winger for? And they did. So
yeah, honestly, they have 12 forwards.
If it's a situation where they feel they can sign somebody and spin it into a pick.
Yeah. And that's what they did with Mantha. He just got hurt.
Yeah.
You know, if he had played well, you would be able to spun him out at the deadline for a pick. That's the type of thing they should be doing. Yeah. So, I mean, look, I would suggest they'll bring someone Logan Cooley-esque in to compete. and let somebody earn the backup job, unless they really like one of the higher end guys, because they got the cap space to go chase Jake Allen if you wanted. He's been a really, really, really good backup. He's never sort of been the man as a 1A, but as a backup, when you've needed to go to him, he's been great. He's coming off a really strong year. He's better than Markstrom down the stretch. He's also going to have teams like Edmonton calling him, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
So what are you selling here? Well, it's probably only about 30 starts. And I hope you like this kid who's really, really good. And do you have any interest in being a mentor? Or are you like, that's when I'm a goalie coach. I'm playing right now. I'm here to win for me.
Everyone's
fit there.
Yeah. Everyone's spot in life is different. And until it all kind of passed, like, oh, so you're not as focused on this. This is more, got it.
Yeah. And look, it's like, I'm trying to remember who it was. Someone had a story on a podcast where they were, you know what it was? It might have been Flacco, Jack.
Joe?
He's in Cleveland, right? And there's the two other young guys. And he's asked
Jack,
about,
remember Joe, what was his wife's name? Joe.
Moedia.
Sorry, I did it again, Jack.
Flacco, continue.
He was asked about being a mentor to these young guys. And he's like, look, my job is to come in and beat these guys and get the starting quarterback job. Yeah. My job is to be the best quarterback I can be to help this team win. And if they want to ask me stuff, I'm going to tell them. And if they want to sit next to me and film and ask me to help them digest all the stuff that we're trying to, get into them before the season starts with the playbook, I'm there to help. But I'm here to win this job. I'm not here to be some old mentor and like sit them on my knee and talk to them about curfew and then say, oh, now if you want to be one, you got to do. No, I'm here to beat this guy's ass and take his job.
It's like, well, this guy's an asshole. So, no, that's how he's wired. He's not that. It's all within his right to not want to come in and babysit.
Well, and you're trying to win the job. That's why you brought him in. Yeah. He's like, they didn't pay me to be a coach. I might get paid as a coach someday. They brought me in to compete for a job. And so, how you find a backup for Dustin Wolf isn't apples to apples, but there's some similarities there.
Can we go full screen on Ryan? I just want to do a little exercise. And I'm going to use your facial expression just to kind of take the temperature of the UFA goaltending market. Jake Allen, Vitek Vanacek, Alexander Georgiev.
Alexander Georgiev?
Is that his name?
Spelled with the S that fooled you.
What is his name?
Georgiev. Where's he been?
Georgie,
he just got moved to San
Georgie
Jose
5?
Mid-season. Yeah, no, we don't need Forviev. No, thank you.
Anton Forsberg. Was there any noise that went? Okay, good. Can you go louder, closer to the mic? Okay, good. Ilya Samsonov. James Reimer.
No, sir.
Just facial expressions. James Reimer. David Riddick. Alex Lyon. Dan Vladar. Yeah. My whole thing was, well, I mean, everybody wants to sign Vladar. I mean, can you improve upon it? Here, take a look.
Jake Allen's
How are
better.
you? How are you gonna? Yeah, I like Jake Allen.
And then who's the Russian they were linked to that played in Colorado a couple years? Prosvetsov.
Yeah. I don't know.
That was a rumor. We haven't heard anything. Maybe they pull a guy over from Europe. Look, it's not going to be the most appetizing place to come because Dustin Wolf plays a lot and wants to play more and is getting better and is only one full year in the league.
Do you want to hear me read something off the internet that I've not read, but I'm going to read it?
Yeah.
Boomer reads. This is from The Athletic and Pierre Lebrun as of about 8 minutes or so ago. Oh, yes. The situation with Rasmus Andersson has some layers to it, to be sure. The 28-year-old right shot top 4 Flames defenseman doesn't have a no-trade clause. He has a modified one, but the 2026 unrestricted free agent's ultimate hammer is that he controls which team he'd be interested in extending with as part of a sign-and-trade scenario. And as of Monday, that's today, the team that tops his list, league sources told The Athletic, is the Vegas Golden Knights, which is why Vegas and Calgary have had numerous discussions over the past week, but still no trade has been made, as the Flames clearly haven't been excited yet with what the Golden Knights have put on the table. It makes sense the Flames believe they should get more in a trade if Andersson is signed to an extension as part of it. He has one more year in his deal. But Andersson appears to be a little picky in where he would sign, which is obviously is right, as he would be foregoing a chance at unrestricted free agency 12 months from now. Right now, it sounds like it's pretty much Vegas for him. This is Pierre. My understanding is that the Ottawa Senators, Columbus Blue Jackets, and LA Kings were among teams with trade interest, but Andersson wasn't ready to talk extension with those teams, so a trade didn't materialize. It's not that he must be extended to be dealt, but if he isn't, his value will be diminished to some degree. There remains a chance Flames GM Craig Conroy simply keeps Andersson and has him start in Calgary and focuses on the trade deadline in March. Having said that, the Flames are hoping to reel in a top 4 D-man in free agency as early as Tuesday when the market opens, and if they're able to pull that off, they might circle back to Vegas in trade talks regarding Andersson. Biggest moving part is if Andersson agrees to an extension in the coming days, it's probably with Vegas. Of note, again, this Pierre, my understanding is that Nick Hague was part of the earlier trade discussions between Vegas and Calgary, but he's since been dealt. So if they find that trade talks, dealt and extended, they'll have to find another path to a deal. So there you go. Vegas, eh?
Yeah, and to be fair,
is it closer to Sweden? How much?
No, well, look, taxes are better than LA. I know that.
That's true. Yeah,
but look, we don't know exactly what these guys' top priorities are, but there's pros and cons of every market. There's a lot of pros in Vegas right now. The team's good. He knows teammates there. It's a tax-free state. You're going to a team that's a contender.
Yeah, and you know what else?
Weather's good.
It'd be one of those things if it's a weekend in June and I'm having a conversation with Craig. It's like, hey, yeah, things are good. Yeah. If it gets, if we get there, there's some places that we talk sign and trade might be better for us. If you ask me, I mean, I'd probably sign in Vegas, probably.
Yeah.
Florida, life's good there. Tampa, yeah, there's probably.
Yeah.
How far down that road you get. The LA one is interesting because it sounds like they were well down that road, and Andersson said no.
Yeah.
And okay, you're not going to Columbus, you're not going to Ottawa.
Here's the challenge with this. Rasmus Andersson's going to have one chance for a free agent payday in his entire career. Stop swinging your chair, Jack. We can hear that. It's after next year. And so for a guy that worked his way up through the system, took a longer term, not a bridge, but like a long-term deal out of entry level, most of those years were below market, and now is an opportunity to lock up a max term deal. Like, this is it. He's not getting another deal if he gets a max term here. That's right to the end of his career. He might be done before the end of that contract. And so when we said you've got 2 playoff runs with Rasmus, you could trade him this winter and do well. Now you're understanding why you probably would have done quite a bit better. But that said,
we don't know, right?
Of course we don't know. But what we do know is that he was always a below market guy, and 2 playoff runs are more valuable than 1. And now you're starting to get close to the end of the deal, and people are like, well, what about extending him? That's not a conversation when you're trading with someone with 2 years left. You can't even talk about the extension. Right. He's not eligible to sign an extension until tomorrow. And
not every.
And look, it doesn't mean this trio is going to go well or not, but one of the trades I liked the least Craig Conroy did was his the Vegas one. Now we need to see where that unprotected first rounder is, but you had to wait like 3 years to get it.
I was going to say that when we were talking about Marner and all of that is very much in the background. Flames can kind of be monitoring this because how Vegas does this season is of interest because the Flames have their unprotected first round.
And Petrangelo's just been ruled up for the whole year, which you're like, oh, that might hurt them on the edge. Like, well, actually, it just opens more cap space for them.
And trading Andersson, probably going to make that pick. Yeah,
unless he plays in a broken foot all year. Yeah. Broken leg.
So there's that.
And look, you're going to get a good return for a rental of Rasmus if he's having a good year. Guys like him got a lot at this year's deadline. Sadly, a lot more than the year before when they were selling a Hannafin and a Tanev and a Lindholm. But all we've heard over the last month is that almost every team in this league's trying to get better, and not many teams are looking to shed players that are good, only contracts that are onerous. So if you were going to be one of the few sellers, you would have very little supply in the market. No one wants to sell, and a lot of people trying to buy from you. That's what should lead to a high price. But maybe it's Craig's the new GM. Screw him. Yeah. Turn the screws.
And I wonder, you would think this would seem to make sense. Well, if you don't get in on, if you had Ekblad or Provorov or Brent Burns on your wish list and you don't get him tomorrow, do you then circle back? I don't know.
Well, you
it's
probably
kind of,
earmarked some big dollars for a right shot defenseman if it's Ekblad. So I think whoever doesn't get Ekblad absolutely is calling Calgary.
the thing about that is they weren't going to have to part with anything to get him.
Right, but you're also
contract
saving half the cap space.
I understand.
Ekblad on the market's going to get north of 9, I'm guessing. You're talking about half that for Rasmus, 4.55.
Yeah. But if all of a sudden...
You're right. Now you got to come up with a pile of assets.
Sign Ekblad. We can get this guy, but it's going to cost us a first. And what do they want in Calgary for that? Well, I'm not paying that.
First player prospect plus.
Yeah. That'd be the other thing. If you're really going to swallow hard and make that deal, if you're another team, let's get into the season and see how we do. Let's see where we're at in November. If we're in a playoff spot, so-and-so's coming off of surgery, and is our young kid's going to develop, and can he bounce back? We'll see where we're at. And, geez, Craig, it's November. You know what? Call me in, actually, I'm going to be, call me in January, second week of January. I'll really know we've played that game. I'll know what we are in January.
Right.
When's the trade deadline? Good God.
And look, I think teams are going to be very aggressive. We're going to see some big numbers tomorrow. Maybe in season, you can take on an onerous contract, use some of that cap space you didn't last year, and add that to juice a deal or eat half the money. Like maybe it's a sign and trade if it's a place that Rasmus likes. But again, it felt so obvious that team last year, you can chalk everything up you want to culture, and that's great. But if Rasmus comes in to that locker room in the fall, you're telling me everything just picks up where it was?
Yeah.
That's a distraction you don't need.
Yeah. It can't.
And maybe you have to because that's where you think your return's going to get good. But, I mean, there's no hollower victories than talking about the culture on a team that missed the playoffs because probably means your skill level's not that close.
Yeah.
You had to overcome that. And it just doesn't go year over year, we tend to see, because players change and, goaltenders that were hot aren't hot, or you don't get 15 comebacks in a season.
Jack, what do you think is going to happen tomorrow? This is more of just an opinion. I'm not
regarding the Flames.
Yeah,
Penguins.
Yeah,
I think it'll be relatively quiet.
I wonder about where Hanley might end up because he played very well, but he's a guy that was on waivers 2 years ago and then was playing top pair minutes.
Is he 34?
And he played really well, but teams that are competitive are going to be looking for a deal, and the Calgary Flames need someone that can play with Mackenzie Weegar. They've seen it with him. Maybe they're open to that still. Maybe that ship sailed. I don't know.
It's just another one of those things where we sit here and it just feels like they are so far off from where you need to be.
Well,
it was miraculous almost that they were as close to getting in as they were and somehow didn't, but that they were that close. None of us thought they were going to.
Tiebreak.
But Weegar, Andersson, Bahl, and then obviously Perek. Okay, maybe he's a star. He's 19.
Yeah.
Okay, Joel Hanley, 34. Here's 1.25. Come back and play.
Term's going to be the thing. I don't have any problem with them bringing in veterans trying to help the present tense if the term is favorable. 1-2 year deals. Joel Hanley, 1 year. You thought you'd get more from the open market. You didn't. 1 year, 3.5. Come on in.
Yeah.
That's fine by me. Someone has to play top 4 minutes on the left side in this team.
Well, I'll be watching those daily face-off guys.
It's going to be a banger.
It's going to be a banger. Want to send a little love out to our buddy Greg Keller.
Boy, Gregory.
He, they went under the hood.
Yeah.
They topped up the fluids and all that sort of oil filter. Yeah.
Rotate the tires.
Tranny.
Pardon me?
Tranny fluid. So he's on the mend. He'll be watching. Actually, I think he sent me a message here. I don't want to.
I'm curious about his availability for Thursday. How tight of a turn is this? It might be a little early for tailgating, or maybe it is just what the doctor ordered.
No, it was actually it was about you. He thinks you really know what you're talking about
regarding
everything.
I do feel that way.
Yeah,
I'm probably not right, but
he
strongly
agrees.
feel.
He says, I think that's how I'm reading that. Bonton Meat Market is tomorrow Canada Day. You're going to be putting something on the grill?
Ooh.
Hey, maybe you're putting something on the smoker overnight, letting it sit there.
So you don't need to bring out an axe and chip away at those frozen burgers.
Don't need to do it.
8 years in your deep freeze?
I wouldn't do it.
Okay.
In fact, if I went to somebody's house and they were doing that, hey, we're just putting the burgers on.
See ya.
Sorry, my house is on fire. What do you mean? My doorbell cam is melting. I gotta go. Bonton Meat Market, a tradition of quality products, personalized service for 104 years. The finest premium AAA Alberta beef, locally raised fresh pork, free-range chicken, turkey. Did I tell you I ran into a guy 2 blocks away? He's like, hey, you guys do that? Yeah. Oh, yeah. I got a roast from Greg. He had it like wrapped in fat, and I put it on the rotisserie. Oh, it was so good.
Oh, man.
I'm like, this guy's going to want to talk hockey and stuff. No, meat.
Yeah, that works.
That's how it works. Over 20 varieties of in-store made salads, desserts, meat pies. It's your one-stop shop for hosting and putting on a banger of a Canada Day. 24 consecutive years, Southern Alberta and Calgary's Consumers' Choice Award winner for Best Meat and Deli. 28 Crowfoot Circle Northwest. Lots of parking. Great spot. The best. And say hi to Greg. Because he's probably there just sitting in the back.
Ask him about that tranny fluid.
Yeah.
He's going to like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that. We can do the got some bets?
I got bets.
How'd you
Do
bet?
you have any chance? Or do you...
No, we'll do bets. I mean, was Mookie Betts there?
He and Devers both missing.
Gone, eh?
We were asking the fans about that.
How are they about it?
They were better when their team was winning 15-1. They weren't as keen about it when the
I
Jays
bet,
were up
yeah.
9-0. It kind of depends what day you did that chant. You got different answers.
I bet. Yeah, I bet.
Oh, fuck.
It's better when
these guys behind us
goes the other way around. Yeah, that was tough.
So he was your best player, though. Right, but he had hurt feelings. I mean, if you want to go replacement free agency, it's going to cost you more.
Yeah.
And then Bregman also has an out this winner. Good luck, guys.
Bet 365.
Hey.
Whatever your bet is, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Download the app, get in on the game, use the code NATION. Must be 19 or older. Please play responsibly. Yeah.
It is Ernie Clement plays against the lefty day. And in our religion, that means we're betting Clement today. 2+ total bases plus 145, 2 hits plus 160. You can even ladder up the total bases if you want. He is hitting .423 against left-handed pitching this year in the majors. Rodon, the pitcher for said Yankees, left-handed. Throws with the left. I'm told.
Right.
Left.
Lefty, Lucy.
Let's go, Ernie.
Go Yankees. Whatever your bet is, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Download the app, get into the game, use the code NATION. Must be 19 or older.
Greasy stinking Yankees.
And I believe I'll hit one of these.
I'll
hit one of these for the youth centers of Calgary. While we are doing the show live and you put a comment into the chat with a little bit of cash, just a little bit or a lot, we don't judge. Actually, we do. It goes to the youth centers of Calgary. Ty Overton.
YouTube changed all the names now. It's really bugging me.
Really?
Timon Overton.
Yeah, it's the username instead of the
avatar name.
Yeah. So everyone's got different names. I can't recognize any.
Okay, well,
Jeez,
you can work on that tomorrow. I don't mind being patient, but Conroy has given Rasmus all the leverage. He better get this deal right.
I think all those things can happen. I think he's got Rasmus in the driver's seat. I also think he can still make a good deal here. But to say he was playing Kelly McCrimmon hardball would probably be incorrect at this point. Where's your list? Shut the H up. We'll trade you where we trade you.
Yeah, I don't know. I get you can have without knowing what's going on.
You can only guess.
How can you? Maybe Craig is doing exactly what you wanted. He's driving a hard bargain.
Yeah, we don't know.
There was probably some deals on Friday where he could have said, yeah, I'll do that, or Saturday or whatever. Sure. And you would have been, what is he doing?
Not enough.
So I have confidence in Craig.
Still.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
I do. Flash finance. Bahl.
Greater than Haig. 21-23.
Haig.
It's going to be tough for you.
So we're liking Bahl.
More than Haig.
21-23 time on ice. Heavy D.
70%.
Now that we found love, what are we gonna do with it?
Is that Heavy D?
Now that, how do I know that? You don't know Dude, go sit outside. Blocks and hits and shutdown D and top forward. Optimal fit with Perrick future value contract. Flash Finance 1.0. And it sounds like he'd know. She'd know.
They'd know.
About the find out whether or not this is a value contract.
I would say Haig's got a little more nasty to his game, but Ball's a large human. Ball does his job. We'll see what the optimal fit is with Perrick. It'll be interesting to see because he's a righty. You could move Weegar to the left side and put him with Weegar, who, is their best defenseman. Or you could put him with a defense first player like Bahl, who is a lefty.
Mm-hmm.
And because you're not starting Perrick in the O. Something's gonna have to go sideways for him to get back to the O this year. He's ineligible to go to the NCAA because he's already signed his contract. He can't play in the American League. He's too young. You could send him to the World Juniors if things are a struggle. That could eat some time up. But just come in and be great, kid. But how they use him and who they pair him with is a little interesting to me.
Yeah. And you know what? How does he compare to Haig? I don't know that it really matters now. One's been traded. They both signed new deals. All we can do is sit back now and speculate and observe.
See who's got balls.
That's right. There you go. That money. How much did we raise there? About $9. Big day for the youth centers of Calgary. It's a big day. Not all in one place, youth centers.
Settle down.
Not all in one place.
Looks like we can go to the bulk barn and get some peanuts. Thanks, guys. Thanks, barn burner.
Oh, sorry. Okay, take one scoop. I'll put it back.
More back in there.
Message for the Alberta Teachers Association. Alberta spends the least per student on public education in Canada, leaving schools underfunded and in crisis. Overcrowded classrooms, unmet student needs, and dwindling supports are driving record numbers of teachers to leave the profession. As Albertans, we cannot ignore this neglect. Our children deserve better. It's time to act, advocate for increased funding, and demand answers from your MLA. Why does Alberta invest the least in its students? The excuses must stop. Stand up for our schools, support our educators, and help ensure every child has the opportunity to succeed. The future of education in Alberta depends upon it. For more information, visit stoptheexcuses.ca. That is that. How was June?
It's gone pretty quick here.
Felt kind of chilly for a June.
It was really.
I was outside a lot in June with kid baseball and stuff, and I found most of the nights to be rather breezy and or cold.
Chilly,
yeah, coldish for a June.
You and I did a real good shift on the diamonds in June.
Sure did. Yeah.
Is that done now?
No.
You got provincials in Wainwright.
Right.
Come on, what are you talking about, Jack? Pay attention.
We got
right.
No doubt we'll have some. I think the coach really would have liked to have practiced here the last few days, but after 9 games in 2 days, it felt like it's like I better let the kids. So he'll be getting ready to ramp it up this week.
How about coach?
This is in working some ground balls.
Are you like scoring guy or cheer on the girl's dad? Or
I have
what's your
been.
Role?
Yeah, I have. I will do the scorekeeping if it falls in my lap.
Mm-hmm. Pitch count?
No.
No pitch counts?
No.
Okay.
At least that's not on my.
Yeah, very good.
On my deal.
Snacks?
Spits.
Mm.
Love Spits.
Yeah, I like Spits too.
You like Spits, Jack?
Like a road trip or something, sure.
Baseball.
I don't play baseball, so.
Right.
Do you watch? Do you go to a game?
Nope.
Have you been to an Okotoks Dogs game?
I have been to a Dogs game before.
That's awesome.
They are a good time.
You're going to get tuned up in Montana this coming weekend. You going to Spits for the ride or no?
Yeah, always a Spits.
Yeah, so there you go. Road trip guy.
Yeah.
Montana.
Mike Gould's tweeting away.
What's he saying?
Everything's bleeped.
Opportunity cost of holding on to Andersson. The last 2 summers is really manifesting itself here now that extension talks are part of the equation. Turns what should have been a full bidding war into the Flames essentially shooting themselves in the foot. It wouldn't be so bad except that it's now happened twice in a row, which really blows.
Whoa!
He's opinionated for a guy you would think.
When I get hit by a bus, you just slide him right into this chair. That'll work great. We're ready to swing on him in 2 weeks.
You missed his hit on our show, Ryan.
It was so good.
So good.
It was awesome.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah. It was, hearing how good it went. Smooth things were.
Jeff Merrick
He's
says
been begging to get on the show for years. He's like,
oh, he got on the show.
You know, I
he
come on
made
the
it.
show.
Yeah, he was on.
I could come on and do that. Yeah, we have a guest.
Well, he had a heart out.
Yeah, he had to work.
Yeah, he was at work and he had a heart out.
Right.
Jeff Merrick tweeting, the Corey Perry situation is an interesting one to watch. He wants to win, but it'll be tough for the Oilers to bring him back with their cap situation. I'd watch LA and maybe even a return to Dallas.
So you can just keep doing this forever. Or at some point, the old man, Father Time's going to get him.
To me, he seems
looks
better
so
equipped
good.
to sign a contract this offseason than
I
a year,
agree.
2
And
years
he
ago.
looked awful mid-season
Yeah.
at times. Actually, he has okay this year. Wasn't that bad. Yeah. Look, Mike makes some valid points there. It also doesn't mean you can't get a good deal here.
Correct. We don't know what the offers have been. We don't know how many teams are involved. Vegas, it may be just as simple as, like I say, hey, well, I've got you on the phone. If I'm talking to, if it comes sign trade comes up, I know you've got your no trade, but is there a short list of teams you'd, from Vegas?
Yeah.
Well, now Vegas.
Maybe Kelly McCrimmon's leaking the stuff to make him the front runner. Who knows?
I know.
What a greasy
Yeah.
Kelly.
I'll say this, just, you know what?
Kelly.
Just be good to each other. Whether it's hockey takes or real life or whatever, it's the 30th of June. We're heading into summer. It's Canada Day tomorrow.
Hey, Jack, you're American, but take a day tomorrow.
Thanks.
And enjoy it.
What should I do?
What's the weather like?
Don't
Yeah, what
don't
is it?
call me.
You can go sit in your basement with Dino.
Yeah, I don't know what I got.
Could work on prospective TJ Watt deals as teams continue to circle around the star defensive player who
That's
has
not
been
bad.
a holdout in recent mini camps.
That'd be a loss.
That would ruin his
Yeah.
offseason. But
Yeah.
You wouldn't see me again.
And Jalen Ramsey, whatever. And TJ Watt.
26 tomorrow.
Yeah,
Maybe I should
26.
golf. Should I golf?
get the boat out. Didn't you you and Rhett go out on the boat? Rhett would love to have you over.
Would he?
Yeah,
What's he doing today?
I'll ask him.
I
I'll ask him what he's doing.
could ask him.
And we'll see if maybe he'd like to have you
Yeah.
just swing on by unannounced. Because like you say, you know where he lives.
Mhm.
He's got so many phones. What's his freaking phone? How does he have this many phones? This guy.
You're
And
just
then you
learning
got to.
right now that Dean does not text Red at all because he doesn't even know which number to text.
Well, no, I go into. He doesn't text. He does.
He doesn't do anything.
That's true.
I mean, hey, Rhett, it's 6 days out now, wondering what this night looks for you on this. Fucking leave me on read for a week. See you next Tuesday.
Here, let's see if we can do this.
Oh, boy. No chance.
Why is it so quiet?
Get it close to the mic.
He said he had plans.
Yeah. Does he know that we did a show today?
I think so.
I don't think he cares.
No, he doesn't care.
No, God, don't. Yeah.
We got another super chat.
Well, shit, I'll hit the
Let's do it,
horn.
yeah.
Marner is going anywhere he wants. Vegas doesn't owe Toronto anything. Just making crap up because they're upset.
I agree with the first point, but what if Utah's got more cap space to spend and you think that they're going to try to convince Mitch to come? Maybe you do the sign and trade to get rid of your competition for Mitch. Mitch is going to go where he wants, but he might want 13 million instead of 11.
To get through, please press 2.
Yeah, he does this. He has
Got this thing.
security.
That's how important he is. You got to go through steps
I
to
actually
get a
like
hold
him
of
answered
me.
all the spammers.
You have reached.
Wow. He says, I'll call you back. We're doing the show.
Stop it. He's busy. He's busy.
Hurry. Jack's got, this is Jack trying to get,
Jack.
Trying to get me on the lake tomorrow.
I see. Yeah, that's good.
do you have a tube?
I got a tube.
Do you?
Yeah. Somewhere.
Nice.
I got a.
Can you swim?
Yeah.
Yeah?
You don't think I could swim?
I don't know.
Oh,
I haven't seen you swim.
That's true.
Rhett can swim.
Apparently.
Does that naked swim every morning?
So
and
he
runs up the
says.
hill and
Yeah.
scares the neighbors and then swims back.
Old man stuff, just slapping. The old birds at Mackenzie, they're just loving it. He's going in the water again. Water must be cold.
Little birds.
Ooh, birds. When are you heading out to the lake, Ryan?
I have no idea. The whole thing about putting all these kids in camps is that you actually don't get to go to the lake because they're
at camp. Yeah.
Is the camp on the weekends?
No, they'll get back Friday.
Hawaiian shirt day.
And then we got a hockey golf thing the next week.
Jack, why don't you tell the people,
Tell the people
about what's going on with the summer schedule? I saw somebody asking about it.
Summer schedule. We'll be going Tuesday, Thursdays, starting next week. Some of the shows will be live. Some of the shows will be pre-recorded with guests, either remotely or in studio. We've got a guest coming in Friday.
That's going to be a pre-record. It's not going to be a live show. Friday.
Yeah, that'll be recorded and dropped later in the summer.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think we'll just
Until
we
further
don't really
notice.
make plans. Yeah, so it's kind of hard to.
Yeah. So some will be live.
Some will be live.
Will be recorded content.
Yep.
How much of the recorded content do we have?
0.
Yeah, how many days we got booked? So
0.
far? No, not this week. For the whole summer.
0.
What do
We didn't. So we have nothing recorded
we
to
got
run.
0?
No, I didn't record anything. Did you guys?
I reached out to quite a few people.
Not yet.
Haven't nailed anything down yet. There's one. It's I don't think he wants to do it. I'm pretty sure.
Nancy? He
No.
does take a little heat off this show.
No.
No?
No, there's one guy. It's like, hey, it would be great if we, mind you, I didn't say it would it would just be me and Pinder wouldn't be involved. I wonder if that's a part of it.
This kid played baseball.
I feel like
against
with
my kid
that
this year,
guy-
he was actually quite friendly.
Really?
Yeah. They beat us in the final. He was okay with that.
Yeah, it might be.
What's the plan the rest of this week? Do we have that nailed down or no?
Well, we got Wednesday to react to Tuesday's free agency
Yeah,
day.
the frenzy tomorrow. We'll let.
Tamperfest's over. You can do all the shit you want
Yeah.
now.
So we'll go Wednesday.
I think so.
Yeah, and then Thursday, and then pre-record Friday for summer.
Yeah, but we keep talking about Friday. No show Friday.
No show
No show
Friday.
Friday.
We'll be.
Yeah,
Thank
our
you.
life.
Just want to make sure.
Who's doing Friday?
We're figuring that out.
Ryan volunteered not to do it.
No, I also volunteered to do it. I don't. Where to use Rhett and where not to is sort of what I was.
I think we
wondering.
need Red. for
Rhett's
the-
for that one. Rhett would be
I
a good one.
agree. And so I would happily do it with Rhett if you want to take Friday.
No, I mean it's one of those things. You can have too many sometimes.
3 people do not need to interview one.
Yes.
And our set isn't really built for it. We're really pulling the curtain back.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And we could go sit
get a
over there.
rotation going would probably be the move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's interviews I've got lined up for later this summer that won't be 3 dudes interviewing 1 dude as well. We're going to have lots of fun, exciting stuff coming.
What do you think Warner's doing today? Do you think he is busy, or is he just in the middle of a sandwich and he's like,
He's probably on one of those
Stop
little
bugging me.
floating dinghies on the lake with a sandwich.
Well, he doesn't eat Mondays.
Oh, never mind. I'm way off to.
but that could be
But it's the last day of June.
yeah.
But tomorrow's a holiday. That's right.
We could probably end the show because
I'd like to.
it might not.
You got somewhere to be, Ryan?
Have you got something?
No,
going
but
on?
if we're waiting for Rhett to call, I mean, I know how it goes when I try that game. The show's going to be going until Saturday.
Is he
Hey,
not?
could you just get back to me?
What are you saying? Is he not quick to respond?
And then I'll 3 days later be like, thoughts? And he'll be like,
I'm not
No
much
answer.
better, to be honest.
no.
You know what
This
though?
is
I
my
think
path in life.
what's important though, Ryan. I think out of all of this is don't take it personal.
Just know that I'm loved. Feel loved.
Because I'm sure it's not you
That's right.
that we're all avoiding getting in touch with.
Well, I'll have a day off tomorrow, Dean, and
All right.
we'll see how the
Hey, happy
July goes there.
Canada. True. Get the Bonton, buy some meat, put it on the
Yes.
grill.
Get some Origins in
Get some
ya.
Origin beers.
Go.
Stop by the tap room in Calgary or Strathmore. Get some barn burner blondes. Get some Mexican lagers, some homegrowns, and have a day tomorrow.
My kids are camp. I gotta.
Beautiful weather. Celebrate this lovely country.
Yeah.
People take some real runs at our country from time to time.
Especially
I happen
Reds.
to love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm happy. Come on now.
Come on now.
Let's love our country. Let's love each other. Let's be good to each other. Enjoy the frenzy.
Let's get Ernie Clement hot. You get the red
Don't need
jerseys tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yankees suck.
Do they do that still?
See you on Wednesday. Yeah. Red.
Clemens pitching.
No, he's the
Remember
Nationals
Clemens
last
had
night.
that one.
Oh, Roger.
Remember? It's like, wow, the red jersey, Clemens on the back.
Ooh.
He's juiced right to the max.
Oh yeah.
He's just
Eyes are popping like he's Ben Johnson.
He's pissing kerosene, that guy.
Do not test this man's.
Did we do everything we have to? Oh, Jack, how was the show today?
Great show. Did we do everything we had to do? I think so.
I figure. I mean, we're coming back Wednesday.
Dregs Thursday?
Oh, good question.
Dregs Thursday. I'm
Last
waiting to hear
Dregs of the
back
year,
from
maybe?
old. Yeah, it will be.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Our final visit of the hockey season with old Dregsy. Noodles.
Nudes. Put you on read.
No, he got back to me, but I'm now waiting to hear.
Today's his birthday, by the way.
It is his birthday.
Holy shitballs.
Yeah.
You told me we weren't working on his birthday, and here we are.
I'll call him right now.
Yes, you will.
Forwarded to an automatic voice message.
Yeah, there's yours just over today.
I was gonna say, fuck off.
Didn't even
Noodles.
ring. Love you, Noodles. Happy birthday.
It didn't even ring.
Straight to the machine. See ya.
I never answer my phone either, so I
I
shouldn't
know.
judge.
Yeah, I noticed that too. You and Red.
Well-
I'm not taking it personally though.
No. I think it's important not to.
Good.
I don't answer my door.
Right?
I don't answer my phone.
Yeah.
Who's coming to your door?
Nobody you can trust.
Right?
Yeah.
Ding dong. What the fuck is going on?
What's going on
Is
out
that-
there?
What is
Is
that
that our
noise? Who's
doorbell?
making noise? It wasn't me. Well, what is that? I think it's the doorbell. The what? Doorbell? Who ring? Do we still have a doorbell? Wait a minute. Nobody texted and said they were coming over. This is some bullshit.
Leave him on read.
Yeah.
Not getting it.
You want to get out of here, hey? You're probably tired. Long flight yesterday. Kids up early to get them off to camp today.
It's been a tight turn, but I'm not itching.
No.
I mean, I don't have anything to do. I gotta go sweat. I'm probably gonna procrastinate that.
Yeah.
Maybe walk around the gym a bunch, stretch for way too long, get a bunch of waters.
Yeah, stretching is important.
I better see what's going on Twitter. There might be some trades.
Yeah. It's a big day.
What's
for
Kelly
that.
McCribbin doing
Yeah.
to get Marner?
Might have to be a instant analysis thing.
Yeah, I know. We're all busy
If
here.
Flames trade for McDavid
I'm
or
gonna
something.
roll
today.
out my back again there, those foam rollers.
Yeah,
Get
yeah.
back on those, really
Yeah.
getting back into shape here.
Yeah.
Have you actually done anything yet, sir? No, I've been over here about an hour
What,
just
me?
lying around.
Oh, because you're
I'm actually gonna go hot tub right now and then jump in the steam.
I was just going to ask you to wipe down that mat because you're very sweaty. Oh, yeah. All right. Yeah, I'll get out. We can get out of here.
All right.
Yeah.
Have lunch, I guess. Jack, you want to go for lunch?
You heard of this new
Yeah,
fish and
me too.
chips place?
What?
Yes.
Where?
No, I told you about a French sandwich place last week, and you guys almost hit me over the head suggesting, how the hell could I know about a French sandwich place? And then there was literally a French sandwich place 2 blocks away. Am I okay to ask about the fish and chips? Or is that getting too personal? What's it called? Chippery. Is it a chippery?
Well, this would be free. Free plug. Off the hook, it's called.
Oh,
That's a great name.
I see what they did there.
See what they did there?
That's good.
What a great name.
Yes.
They are, now again, this is free plugs. They're all over social for having great fish and chips. And Jack, I know you love fish and chips.
I do love fish and chips.
He's gonna have to hang out.
I'm going to
with me.
search this up right now. Off the hook.
Boy, I shouldn't have said it because now it's going to
No,
get
I
all
know.
busy and we aren't. It's like I remember before you could go here and get
Yeah, they're
some food, but now They put it on Barn Burner and
I'll be mad at you now.
Yeah, there's the menu.
Look good. Oh, I'm sweating now. That's what it is. I'm hungry.
They got a cheeseburger poutine? Burgers?
You're saying this is nearby or nowhere near here?
I don't know where it is.
Okay. Locations.
Ogden, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Ogden Road.
That's not close to here.
Fish meals. They got, you know what they got? They got pollock, haddock,
Had that.
cod. And if you're going by price, it looks like pollock is cod is and haddock is
Flaky white.
All fish meals made with fries, coleslaw, and a dinner roll.
Roll, that's a nice touch.
Or have your choice of battered or pan fried in garlic butter.
I had 4 lobster rolls on this trip.
They're so good.
Fuck, are they good?
Yeah. Did you have any chowder?
Did not have chowder. Should have chowder.
Should have chowder.
You know what the thing is, though? You look at the lobster roll, you're like, this is going to be heavy. And it's the lightest, most wonderful thing ever. The bread is light, lightly toasted.
Yeah.
The lobster's not heavy. Get this fucking mayonnaise out of the way. It's just butter. Light.
Did you
Sumptuous.
Was it hot or cold?
Hot.
Yeah, I've had
Done cold, but the hot was the move.
Yeah, I think hot's the way to go.
There. 3 of them I think I had. God, they were good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they have them in where your seats were?
Friday they did.
Yeah,
because a menu option, and that was the one we all picked.
I was lucky to have been to Fenway and sat in those club seats right behind home plate.
Yeah.
I think now it's one of those things. Maybe it's where you are and it's the day because it was a perfect day.
Yeah.
I think it's the best lobster roll I ever had was at Fenway somehow, but it was in the club area.
And
so it's not like
they've got it sourced with some wicked little restaurant that's their official
some
lobster roll
as
Luke's Lobster or something like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's you keep hammering that QR code, they keep bringing you more beers.
Yeah, they do.
Ding.
Technology so great.
Ding. One of the fellas that splurged on the tickets. His assistant was getting CC'd on every drink order. She's like, you boys okay over there?
How's it going?
You guys drowning?
Did somebody steal your card or is everything okay?
Everything's all right?
Yeah.
Is it a party of 20? No, 5 dads.
What else do you guys do besides the ball game?
Oh, what else did we do? We found a ballpark right before I jumped on the show Friday.
Right.
All the boys had their gloves, obviously. So we went down to the Boston Common. A few of the fellows went to Quincy Market, which is down by the water, if you're into markets. And a lot of time at this little arcade place, kind of like Greta, right across from Fenway, because the fellas could not get enough. They're 10. All they want to do is play arcade games and win tickets and turn the tickets into candy. Loved it.
It's a cool.
It's a really cool city.
I've never been.
Yeah, there's a rich history there.
Yeah,
American, which you are, I guess.
America.
Are you American? Like,
yeah.
Yes, I am. I have a passport and everything. I got to get that renewed. I don't really know how to do that.
oh, I'm sure it'll just take care of itself, Jack. I just leave it. I'm sure it does it automatically.
Yeah, no, it's probably one of those auto renews. They'll just they'll come find me and hand deliver it when they're ready. That's gonna go well. Anyway, I'm just gonna go to the Montana for the weekend. See you guys.
We show up to work one day. Where's Jack?
What?
What's this?
Detention center.
Deported.
Oh,
sorry. Bye. Oh,
shoot.
Oh well.
I really liked him.
Yeah.
Oh. Do you have the tea in the salty sea?
Noodles.
What's going on?
We're doing the show.
You're on the show.
You're on the show.
Well, you just cold called me or what? What's going on?
Yeah, we're just calling. Just call, see how you're doing.
How you doing?
I'm all right. I'm just I'm in a parking lot of Longos and just driving home now.
Oh, okay.
So what's shaking?
Oh, we're just dying for some Mitch Marner analysis because there's hardly any out there.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
No,
what do we got?
No.
He was on the he was coming on the show.
I just wanted to, because I know we don't need to say why, but about your availability this week. We're not doing a show tomorrow, but we are on Wednesday and Thursday, and we have someone whose name rhymes with
Marin Megger?
Marin Reger on Thursday. So Wednesday's awesome, but I get if you can't do it.
Well, Wednesday, the only problem is, like I was telling you, is I've got a heart test. It's they shoot the dye into, you got to do on the treadmill, but it's a 2-hour test. So Thursday does work better if we could get Jason Gregor to switch or whoever you were talking about.
Right.
I don't even know if you were rhyming Jason's
Karen
name.
Kreger. Karen Kreger.
I'm wondering if maybe you'll see him at the office
Darren
tomorrow.
Dreger.
Maybe you can ask.
Larry
I thought it was okay. Jason Gregor. It's Darren Dreger.
It's close. Yeah, it actually.
Tough
When you
secret.
mention it like that,
Okay.
it is close. So maybe.
I'll talk to Dregs and see if he can. It's a 2-day test, but the second day is 2 hours long or an hour and a half, and I'm going it earlier. I'm going at 10 a.m. on Thursday, my time. So I would be available for 12:30 on Thursday. I have the test tomorrow at 11:30, and it's a 2-hour test.
Okay.
So they shoot the dye in and all that. So no, I'm sorry, on Wednesday. Wednesday. So I will talk to Dregs and see if he would switch with me.
I'll also reach out to Dregs. I don't know that you don't necessarily have to do that.
Hey.
But,
Yeah.
I'll text him.
I mean, he might be busy. Who knows? He might want to tell everybody to buzz off on Wednesday after harassing everybody for days about Mitch Marner and everybody else too, right? You never know.
Because he usually does Friday, but he was saying he's got something Friday, so we'll figure it out.
Okay, let's get him to switch me to Thursday.
We'll do our best.
Do you remember why we were calling?
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do our best. And as far as a heart test, to me, you're all heart.
I am all heart. That's why they want to look at it.
Yeah,
They're saying what's going.
Enlarged.
No,
you're all heart.
If you want to know, if you've got 1 minute, I'll tell you the crazy backstory. Is I'm a freak when it comes to life insurance. I've got like 10 policies. So I recently got another one, and the lady was lazy doing the test of the EKG. So I'm laying on my couch and she's using 2 phones to test my heart. I'm like, that's not even accurate. So out of nowhere, shocker, I get flagged. And I'm like, you shouldn't flag me. You should flag the lady who was lazy and shows up at 8:00 at night and tries to do an EKG through an app on 2 phones. And so then I get flagged. And so on principle, I've done all these heart tests to show that I don't have a bad ticker.
Yeah.
So now I've got to do all this process because literally this lady from Life Labs couldn't have been bothered to bring the proper machine. That's why I'm pissed about it.
Yeah.
So that's what's going on. That's why I'm getting this heart test.
And now this lazy bitch, she's impacting our lives.
Come on, lady.
Well, exactly.
Hey?
I mean, that's heavy language. I wasn't going to go there.
Now
I was going to say.
Yeah. Now this dumb broad. I got to move Marin Megger around.
Yeah, exactly. Now, like I say, all I know is that I'm not available Wednesday at that time because I'm having my heart looked at.
Because of who?
Because of who? This life lab lady.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
The lunch
lady.
Yeah, the lunch lady land. Yeah.
Exactly.
Do you want to wish him happy birthday?
Oh yeah, that's right. It's your freaking birthday.
That's why we're calling him, eh?
Yeah.
I know. Here's the thing, though. Adults don't need to celebrate birthdays.
Is that right?
I stand by it.
Do you have a stance on that? I've never heard that.
Yes, I stand by it. Like anybody who's over 20 years old and puts a list to their family and says, I'd like a pair of khakis and I'd like a golf hat and I'd like a golf, they're a lunatic. Like, baby, you know what? Birthdays are for kids. Yeah. And and for adults, maybe a little cake. The best thing about it is getting calls from my friends. That's calls and texts. I will say that. That's pretty cool. And I got a card and 2 cards, one from my daughter and one from my son. So I was fired up about it.
Nice. Well, that is I needed reminding, but that is why we were calling. That's right.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought you wanted some Mitch Marner hard
No, we got enough.
Hot takes.
He can go play wherever he wants. I'm kind of out at this point.
Well, the Leafs got the Leafs got Mason Michelli or whatever his name is. So, is that his name?
Close.
No, it's not Mason.
Matthias.
Yeah. Michelli.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's a hell of a player.
Bada bing,
bada
bada boom.
up. Yeah, exactly. So,
you're gonna
all right, guys. Well, we will chat then Thursday. Is that where we're at?
Moving target, but I guess we won't talk to you Wednesday and maybe Thursday.
Happy birthday.
Let's make it happen.
Yeah.
I'll talk to Dregs.
Yeah, you set that up. I love
All
this.
right.
All
Got our best people on it.
Happy birthday.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate the call.
Yeah. Later.
All right. We'll talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
His favorite part of his birthday is getting calls and texts from people, and then we're jamming up the line, getting in the way.
It's a good thing you reminded me, or it would have been.
I was wondering if
they're calling for my birthday. Actually, no, they didn't say anything about my
payoff at
birthday.
the
They're just
end.
trying to book their show.
We just forgot.
Selfish pricks. He's a worrier, eh? We've heard this before.
He's got his antenna up on some things. He's a doomsdayer for sure.
Wonder why he and Rhett get along.
Yeah, weird. He does like work, and Rhett doesn't like to work, though. That is a big.
Yeah. You'll notice one guy phoned back.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah. Well,
let's go to this fish and chips place. Jack, take the day tomorrow, would you?
Yeah.
I kind of want to work. Should we work?
Stop it.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Stop this.
I don't think so.
The day before. Stop it.
I'm kidding. I don't know what I'm going to do, though.
Do you want to work?
No, I want to hang out with Rhett, but he won't answer.
Oh, right. That's why I was phoning
Just
him.
stock on a store. Yeah.
Just show up.
Show up. Bring my bathing suit, my tube,
Don't even need a bathing suit.
a couple
Yep.
beers.
Yep.
Somebody asks who you are, just, buddy of Rhett's. You're not going to say anything.
Maybe I'll just walk straight into the backyard.
Aren't the Warners in Tucson? Yeah. Yeah, they got a place down there. They love it in July.
That's right.
That's where everybody goes in July.
Flocking there. Yeah. Really likes his vitamin D. You've heard him talk about it. God, he's obsessed.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's probably enough.
That's enough.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yep.
Happy Canada Day. When the Flames trade Andersson and sign Marner and Brent Burns, we'll
Where is
break
he?
in live.
Wow.
Failing that, probably see you in a couple days or
See you
so.
Wednesday.
Yeah, I'll see you, buddies.